Now you're surprised, aren't you? Waiting for the he's going to be late again comments. Just went live early instead. Fuck you all. Cheers. Oh. We've emptied it, chat, completely. Look, gone. Are you using these bottles for anything? "70 centilitres. Holy crap, he's early. I know, I thought I'd throw you all off for a night. It's a fancy special night, isn't it? It's a fancy special night. No. Okay. When you moved your microphone, because that cable's still crackling. I still haven't replaced that cable yet. I shall unmute you, my darling. And you can come and join the party. You ready?
Party!
Who's is here for the party?
Party!
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to this kind of special stream on this fine Easter Friday. It's called Good Friday. Good Friday. This fine Good Friday. Bank holiday here in the UK, so many people have been off work. Thank you so much for joining us. You wonderful people. If you haven't already, if you're watching now live or on demand, please make sure you hit all those magical YouTube buttons for us. You wonderful and beautiful humans. You're amazing. And today we don't have a 40k topic. I don't have a funny 40k topic. I don't have anything special. This is just about the channel. This is it. Because I had a notification. I think I told you guys on Wednesday. But for those of you who weren't with us on Wednesday, you fucking when were you? For those of you who weren't with us on Wednesday, I had a notification on Monday on YouTube that I missed because of the carnage and chaos that was Mr. the Hipster being here for 2 days. And on Wednesday, when I sat in front of my computer and finally sat down for 5 minutes, I looked at that YouTube notification and it told me that Monday, the 25th of March, was in fact the channel's 7th birthday, which is amazing. 2017, 25th of March, 2017 was when we first created the channel. And the first few videos that we ever produced on YouTube were Battlefield 5 content, I think. I'm not entirely sure. I think it was Battlefield 5 content. It was me and Brom and my mate Harry, who we're going to watch get married later this year.
Yeah.
That was who it was. No, next year. No, this year. I don't know what it was. But that was the first few videos. I did about 3. I think I did 3, maybe 4 of those. And I'll let you into a little secret, chat. They were fucking dog shit. They were so bad, in fact, that I just flat deleted them. I was like, this isn't working. I'm not feeling it. I'm not enjoying it. I don't like it. And I'm not very good at it. And I sat there. I was like, do I want to do YouTube or do I not? I'm not sure. Can I be bothered with YouTube? Am I interested in YouTube? And originally, what I was watching on YouTube was predominantly video game content. But I had already at this point as well started watching Warhammer content on YouTube. Typically, this started actually. Do you know how I started watching? Do you know how I found Warhammer content on YouTube?
Wasn't it when you were working on the underground?
What you do? You listen.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
And you were watching somebody, and you said to someone who was watching it with you, "I could do that."
Kind of, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
So there was a guy I met when I first left the army. I went and joined London Underground as an engineer on the underground, working on the trains. There's a guy I met called Matt.
For he's a jolly good fella, for he's a jolly good fella. Happy birthday to him. Wang of the day, clinking beer mugs, and then
so
the
much.
dragon came.
Thank you so much, Adrian, you absolutely beautiful human being. I'll get through all these gifters as well. You're all amazing. Thank you so much. There's a guy called Matt. I can't remember his surname off the top of my head, but there's a guy called Matt who I met on the underground. He was on my shift. I don't remember how we started talking about 40k, but he knew about Space Marines. I can't remember how the topic came out.
Was it like he knew
about
Space Marines?
Interestingly, he had only ever found the novels, the Horus Heresy novels, and he'd found them in Waterstones, and he started reading them, and he had absolutely no idea there was a tabletop game whatsoever. I remember he on night shift, if there was nothing to do, what he would do is he'd bring a book in, and I looked at it, I was like, "There's a Horus Heresy." He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Did you play?" He went, "What? Did you play?" He went, "What do you want to play? Did you play Warhammer?" He went,
"What
the fuck are you talking about?" I was like, it's a game. And he went, no, it's books. I was like, no, it's a game. No, it's books. And he was like, I don't know, 10, 12 books into the Horror Heresy. He had no idea whatsoever there was a tabletop war game based on this setting. And I was like, no, Matt, I promise you. He went, fuck off. So I had a tablet that I used to take into, a big Samsung tablet I used to take into on nights for me to watch content and whatever and chill out if there was nothing to do. So I got on YouTube and I searched Warhammer 40,000 and I showed him a tabletop war game that was based on, like, look, Space Marines. And he went, fucking hell, it is. I was like, yeah. And that's how, anyway, that what we do is if there was a quiet night, we would put battle reports on, typically from Mini War Game or Tabletop Tactics. Or even if we were doing a job in a carriage, we would put it on in the background on my tablet and we'd sit there working away with that on in the background. And I'd explain to him about how, and I started sort of introduced him to the game and explained to him how this thing kind of worked. And we watched and there was, he was like, it was Matt that said to me, he said, why don't you do this? I do what, YouTube? I don't know how to do YouTube. It's YouTube, isn't it? It's not that difficult. What do you mean it's not that difficult? You just make a video, put it online. And there was a couple of things that we watched where I was going, all that like, pause. That rule's not quite right. And Matt's like, I don't care, I don't play the game. That rule's not quite right. They should have done it this way. And I was like, actually, I probably could do this. And I left London and I moved back down to Southampton. And I carried on. And it never really crossed my mind again. But that's how I started watching content on the YouTubes. I specifically started watching Mini Wargaming back in the days where Ash was still playing with Mini Wargaming Dave. Ash now has his own channel, Gorilla Miniature Games. He's not even part of Mini Wargaming, hasn't been for a while. At the time, Tabletop Tactics was Lawrence, Bone, and Beard, and that was about it as well.
Were they in the garage at that point?
It was really early on I started watching him. When Lawrence was still just using a single handheld camera back in the days when that was acceptable. And that's when I started watching content. So anyway, eventually I moved back to Southampton and I was working shifts down here. And I wanted another hobby to kind of sink my teeth into. And that's when I started the channel and I wanted to do it around video gaming because Brom and I used to play Battlefield every single week. I was like, well, I might as well record the content and try and make a video out of it. Actually, that shit's really hard. Mm-hmm. And it was only, and I did that in the March of 2017 for about a month. And then in the April of 2017, I was like, don't think I'm going to do this. I don't think I like it very much. So I kind of stopped. So it lasted like a month. And that was my venture into YouTube. And then in the July of 2017, along came a little turd that we now call Ben, my youngest child.
The Benetron.
The Benetron, right? Along came Ben, our youngest child, on the 4th of July, 2017.
Today, we were going out to a little home ed trip that I'd organised. And we said, Ben, can you go and get dressed, please? And he came back down and went, ta-da! And then we later found out that he'd put on socks, pants and joggers as normal. And then he didn't put on a t-shirt. He put on his favourite Christmas jumper. And then over that favourite Christmas jumper was his favourite Paw Patrol hoodie.
But he has in fact been warm all day.
He has.
So he came along. And Luce and I, with a little bit of experience under our belt, having had a first child, started to attack the second child differently. I don't mean like attack. I mean like in terms of night shift feeding.
Yeah.
So I've always been a late to bed, late to rise. Lucy's always been an early to bed, early rise. So she'd feed him, go to bed. I'd hold the late shift, wait till 1 o'clock in the morning when he needed feeding again, feed him, put him to bed, go to bed myself about 1:30, and then Luce would get up at 5 because it was about 4 hours between feeds. Feed him, get up, I stay in bed, and actually, we both of us got a reasonable amount of sleep in the early days of Ben, didn't we?
What was really interesting, during my pregnancy with Ben, I would be wide awake between the hours of 2 and 4, and I ended up having him at around 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
So him waking up at 5:30 and wanting to start his day really helped because I'd gone to bed early, and it meant that I wasn't trying to put back down a baby that was now wide awake and hungry and the sun's shining, and trying to settle him because I'm still tired. So how we did attack it, I think really worked.
But in the evenings, I quickly got very bored and I was like, there's nothing I really want to do. This is all part of my wild like ADHD, etc. as well. But I was like, I don't really want to do. There's nothing I really want to do. And then the kind of memory of Matt and the comments around, why don't you just do this? And the failed YouTube attempt to start with, I grabbed the spare camera that Brom had that he lent me.
Oh, the one that would cut out.
Yeah, and I grabbed a cheap from Amazon lapel mic, and I put my camera on a cheap as shit tripod, and I would light myself with my hobby lamp. Do you remember I used to face my hobby lamp at me, light myself with my hobby lamp, plug my little lapel mic in, start filming on that camera, and you had to set an alarm. I had to set an alarm on my phone and stick it just underneath my right thigh so it'd vibrate, and it would vibrate at about 18 minutes, because at 19 minutes the camera would cut off. It wouldn't record anymore. So you just have to set 18-minute timer, put it under my leg, it would vibrate, I'd stop, a natural pause, stop the camera, start the camera again, start the timer again, do another 18 minutes, stop the camera, start the camera, and then knit it all together in post-production. So it kind of seemed a bit natural with natural cuts in between the content. Yeah. And then what I used to have to do is once I knitted that all together on my laptop, which is currently the one whirring away sat on your desk.
Lappy toppy.
I would then start rendering it on Premiere Pro. And what I would do is I start rendering on Premiere Pro at 10 o'clock in the evening. Because it might, just might, finish rendering at 7 a.m. And I think, honestly, I'm surprised that thing didn't melt itself through the desk, because it used to get so hot sat there rendering. Back in the days when it used to take me all night to render a video, and it was an absolute lottery when I came down that next morning as to whether it had or not successfully rendered, or whether it had failed, and I had to start all over again. And so sometimes I had to start all over again. And that was the first foray into YouTube-based talking heads. And that was how the channel started in 2017. And here we are, 7 years later, 7 years after that first dip into video gaming based content, and we are now producing 6 streams a week, every single week, including 2 full-blown Battle Report streams that are produced, and 1 Talking Heads with the Lim and Joe show, that are produced from my own studio, that is covered in my own branding, and I have things like PCs that will now render an hour and 20 or an hour and a half or 2 hours, in fact, 4K video in 20 minutes rather than 2 days.
Yeah. And that was if the laptop didn't decide it was too much hard work and just shut itself down.
And we have a Joe, we have staff.
Yeah.
And I have to pay business rates and be all grown up.
Yeah.
7 years, and this is how long it took to get here. And it's weird. I was talking about this the other night, right? We honestly have only really probably been taking this seriously for 2.5 years. But genuinely, like the first 5 years, if we hadn't have had those first 5 years, we probably wouldn't be here now. There's a number of things that happened those first 5 years. We did collaborations with Winters, we started DZTV, you know, lots of that stuff happened that also have helped us get to where we are now. A bunch of you will only be watching because you saw me collaborate with him in the first instance, right? This channel was Warhammer originally. Yeah, it was, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was a gaming channel before, I can't remember what it was called. Then I changed it to Warhammer, and then I changed it again to Liam. That's where we started. That's the channel, chat. 7 years. Feel free in the chat tonight to talk about your favourite moment, a video you loved, a series we did, anything at all. I don't really care. But let's just celebrate it a little bit. I'm really proud. I'm actually sat here for once, just feeling really proud of it.
Good.
Rather than being like, when's the bubble going to burst? I'm just sat here really proud of it right now.
It's an awful headspace to be in, isn't it?
It's hard.
Always. There's a word for it, apparently. And it's a really fancy, sciencey word. But it's a real thing. People who worry, when's the bubble going to burst? That's a real thing.
Yeah, well, I went to the studio today to do a little bit of work. And I sat back on the chair and I looked around and I was like, this is amazing. This is 7 years of work. And, you know, we've been full-time for a little over 2 years now. 2 years and 2 months we've been full-time doing this. Because we officially left Rolls-Royce in the January of 2022. So we've been doing this for 2 years, 2 months. And I sat and I looked around and I was like, all the work was worth it. And there's a lot of work goes in. If any of you are budding young YouTubers out there who want to give it a go, want to throw yourself into the YouTube world, I think it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. But fuck me, it's a lot of work and you don't stop. And I to this day, I go to sleep and I'm like, it's been an okay month this month. I wonder if next month will be the month that starts to decline. That's the way your headspace is. And that kind of, I mean, it also kind of drives you. Like it makes you go, so how do I make sure it's not the month that it declines? There you go. Anyway, you people are amazing. Thank you to the 155 people that have joined us for the celebration. Almost always our loyalistest of people. Thank you so much, you beautiful people. 86 of you have hit that like button already as well. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Rummer Clock, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. Clive the Kiwi, thank you for 1. Canoness Marcy, thank you for 5. 5's amazing, people, by the way. Thank you so much. Demogorgon, also thank you for 5. And Luke87, thank you for 1. You'll notice we called it Those Who Want at Least 7 More Years. And then it was supposed to be exclamation mark, and it says 70. Oh, that's because we've got 17. Okay.
Jorfin says Liam's vasectomy story was the best.
I like telling stories. I reckon I could probably stand up in front of a crowd and tell stories one day, but for now, probably a bit more nervous than I needed to be for it. I didn't do the first Dempsey com because it was an arsehole of nowhere. Did GHG last year though, and it was ace. Thanks, Sean. You're amazing. Love you. It's very cute how he says we and not me. What do you mean, Carl? What are you talking about? I joined just after seeing you collab with VT, and you decided you preferred charisma, Sean. Right? I get it.
Demogorgon. Best stream was the Joe spell casting.
I mean, no one will
evening.
ever be able to argue with that, I don't think. Joe will hold that record forever.
I still remember hearing the laughter through the wall.
Oh my God, it was so funny. I think it's the heart. I was crying. It's one of those rare occasions where I was actually crying with laughter. It was unbelievably funny. Unbelievably funny. Keanon, thank you so much for 5 gifted memberships. Rue, you legend, how are you doing? Look at you in your blue and red badge. Thank you so much for 5 gifted members. Joe Cole's Only Feet, thank you so much for 5 more gifted members. I still don't know who that is, and it really annoys me. And then Neil Donison, thank you so much for 10 gifted members.
Have we earned another clue yet? Joe Cole's
Stu,
Only
thank you for
Feet.
10 more gifted members. Oh my God. Drapkin, thank you for 5 as well. You're a legend. 10 is amazing. I'm going to have to coach my evening game streaming team.
What?
When I'm not there, when I'm not streaming in the evening game streaming team, right, and someone gifts like 10 or 20, they're like, thank you for the 20 gifted, and they move on. I'm like,
Blinking, you miss it.
do you know how much like, they get excited to see a yellow super chat, which is like 10 quid, and then they're like, oh, thank you for 5 gifted. I was like, that's 25, you clown. It's more. If it's 20 gifted, that's a fucking 100 quid. Be impressed. Be excited. I mean, it's hard for Joe to be excited about anything. Like, if he looks excited, he's probably just passing wind. But otherwise, it's like, it's 20 gifted, it's 100. Fucking celebrate, team.
Yeah. Just maybe frame it like this. Someone has given you £100. What's that reaction? Because it's essentially the
exactly.
same.
Like, what would you do if a red super chat came through? You'd be like, that is far too kind. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It's the same.
It's the same.
Yeah, exactly. They've just honestly, they'll get there. They're amazing. They love the channel. They love you lot. They'll get there. Casey, thank you for 5 more gifted. Oh my God, we're up to 62 already.
Beltec says Luce's male cucumber incident. That was on the allotment.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah. Tears for
That was
mugs.
a while ago.
I'm back with more marriage wrecking questions. Brown sauce and red sauce on a bacon butty. Happy birthday, channel. I've had both. I prefer red.
Oh.
But the bacon butty also has to be crunchy.
No, this is it. This is it.
I actually would go bit of crunchy, crispy bacon, right?
Yeah.
Fried egg.
Liam's vasectomy story was the best.
The actual experience wasn't. The story's good though, right? Thank you so much, Jorfin, for the 2. You're a legend. Thank you so much.
Do you know, I'm not going to say a sauce, but it has to be hot from the grill so the butter on the bread melts on it.
Yeah. So you butter the bread first. Proper
Yeah.
butter, by the way. Not this fucking margarine shit. Proper butter on the bread, right? And you put your bacon on top, hot, with slightly crispy rind on it, because it's got a bit of a crunch when you bite it, right? Then what you do is you put a fried egg on top of that, perfectly yellow fried yolk, sunny side up for you Americans, by the way. And then what you do is you put a little bit of red sauce over that, not too much. You don't want to overpower the egg and bacon. And you put the lid on. You don't cut it. You eat it as a wanna. Anyway,
Have you tried a bacon and mushroom?
yes, you've made them. They're amazing. Talking about being excited, Chris, thank you for the 20. No, I'm joking, Chris. Thank you so much for 20 gifted. We're loose. Have you seen that's like 80 something already?
No, I'm on 62 back here.
I'm on 82 now. Chris,
Weird.
thank you so much for 20 gifted memberships. It's fucking incredible. Chris is one of those people who gifted 20 yesterday. And they're like, oh, thanks for the 20. Don't worry, Chris. Oh, thank you for the...
Oh my God, Chris!
Thank you for the 40, Chris. You fucking legend. What an absolute hero. Thank you so much. And then that is as a super chat and as gifted is too generous. You people are amazing. But thank you so much, Neil, for the big red one. You absolute fucking hero. We have almost hit both of my usual targets for a single night in the first 17 minutes, which means as part of the birthday celebration, we're going to be able to get at 9 o'clock and sign off.
Nice. Sean says, and we put the banana peel where? in the bacon and egg sandwich.
No, Sean. No. We put the banana peel anyway. Anyway, Neil, honestly, too generous. Thank you so much for the big red one. It's amazing. I love you. Chris, thank you for the 20. That's huge. The people that are gifting 10, it's also 10 gifted is still 50 quid, right?
Yeah.
Still a fucking big deal.
I honestly think anytime someone super chats or gifts anything, it's their disposable income they're choosing.
Just testing what the red reaction would
Unreal.
actually be.
Neil, thank you so much, man. What a hero. What a legend.
Dang
Skippy, thank you for 5 more gifted. You're
Dang
right
you,
there.
Skippy.
But legitimately, right?
Yeah.
To celebrate 7 years and see how hard the journey has been, can you list the best stream ever? Winter's Element live stream for 1 weekend only.
I can't.
Sad
Yes,
face. Sad face.
I think I deleted it. I'll be honest. I think I absolutely deleted it. I don't think I've got it anymore, if I'm honest. I'll have a look, but I'm pretty sure I deleted it because it wasn't good. It's not something that should stay up on YouTube ever. Dang, thank you for the 5. But you're right, like genuinely you're right. Okay, so we started YouTube, like I said, back in 2017. We've been doing it for 7 years so far, right? Which has been incredible. And it's been an amazing journey. It's been lots of exciting, lots of highs, some lows, lots of highs, more highs than lows, lots of challenges, lots of stress, lots of tiredness, lots of working stupid hours after night shifts and stuff to get things out like battle reports, etc. I've absolutely loved it. 2.5 years ago is when we basically stepped into the properly world of streaming. Well, just over 2.5 years ago, about 2 years and 8 months, 2 years, 9 months, right? And I started streaming just because I was watching Valrak. Legitimately, I say this a million times, and I'll continue to say it. I started streaming because I was watching Valrak during lockdown. I was like, I think I could do that. Like, that looks like it would be fun to stream, to sit with a microphone and just chat bollocks about 40k and banter with an audience. I was like, I feel like I could do that, and I feel like it looks like it would be fun. And so I started streaming a single stream a single stream a week originally. It was just Talking Heads. I think I then went to 2 Talking Head streams a week. Then I think I added in the first gaming stream on Wednesdays.
Yes,
it was 3 a week. It was Wednesdays, yeah.
Because I'd do a midweek roast.
Because we literally called it Wargaming Wednesdays.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where we used to have Joe round for a roast dinner on Wednesdays and stuff. It was
just easier to get. I think the most we had around the table was I cooked for 7 one time.
He's amazing.
It's like Christmas dinner.
And when we started it, and people started doing things like becoming members and super chatting, because when I started streaming, gifted memberships wasn't a thing.
No.
YouTube hadn't turned that feature on yet. So when I started and people were becoming members and super chatting, I was like, people are actually fucking paying money for this.
What is happening?
Maybe I am actually okay at this. Maybe I am not too bad at this. Maybe this is something I could do. Like, people are actually super chatting. This is mad. And then it grew and it grew and it grew. And now we're at a point where at 21 minutes into a stream, we're at 103 members already.
It's amazing.
Incredible. Your people are amazing. So thank you so much, Mordy Hammer, for 10 gifted memberships. You're insane. I love you. Barris Forge, thank you for the 1. Alfarius, thank you for the 5. Brian, thank you for the 5. 10 more gifts from you two. You people are incredible as well. I love you all. And it's like...
What has been the best loose fact ever?
That's a really difficult one. What's been the best loose fact? There's been a number of them, isn't there?
I remember going back to the Warhammer days. I remember we had a little routine. Stu, I will get to you in a minute.
Thanks, Brian.
But I would finish my shift. I think if I was on a long day, I would pedal home. And then, because I'd be putting my bike in the shed, I'd be the one to get your bits out the smaller side of the shed and put them in the kitchen. And we had a little conveyor belt going at one point.
In the old house?
In the old house.
Well, we had to pack the whole gaming table away at the end of every stream and rebuild it at the start of every stream and put that big stupid banner up across the background.
And then there was a whole tea towel thing. Like the tea
Have
towels
you guys
that
seen the old battle reports in the old studio, in the old kitchen? It wasn't even a studio.
It was a kitchen.
Literally a fucking kitchen.
Yeah.
And we didn't, if we set up a full 6 foot by 4 foot table, because I think we started back in the days of 7th edition, if we set up a full 6 foot by 4 foot table, we literally couldn't walk all the way around it because my kitchen wasn't big enough, but the kitchen was the second biggest room in the house outside the living room.
We were in a 2 up, 2 down. I think it was like a Victorian design.
When people, this is the thing, right? I don't want to be a dickhead right now. I genuinely don't want to be a dickhead right now. When people are like, oh, I'd like to start, but I don't really have the space. If you really want to start, you'll fucking make the space.
Yeah, you'll make it.
You will find a way. And we would bust out 3 foldable They were 4 foot by 2 foot wide white plastic tables with extendable legs. We've still got one of them now.
Yeah, we used one in our little learning
And we would
space.
fold them out, put them all together. So there was a 6 foot by 4 foot. Put a battle mat on top of that.
Yeah.
I'd hang a giant flag that I bought behind with Warhammer across it to hide the fridge in the downstairs toilet. Because that was the backdrop.
Yeah.
If I moved the camera to the right, you saw our oven, and people got very upset. It ruins the immersion when I can see a tea towel. I'm like, that was the first fucking back channel banter thing that ever happened. It ruins the immersion when I can see a tea towel. See a tea towel? You see a fucking cooker. The cooker's all right, but you draw the line at the tea towel.
The amount of times that I would help fold away your green, because you had a green screen at one point, and it was in this really long plastic or metal case.
Yeah, we started greeting at the studio now.
And I would put that back in the shed, and it would always be really late at night when all the tunnel spiders came out the brickwork of the shed. So I'd be putting that in, going, brave, 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 brave.
Because I went through an absolute obsession. Where I was like, okay, so I live in a 2 up, 2 down house, right?
Yeah.
I've got a living room and a kitchen. I don't have an office space. I haven't got the ability to make fancy backdrops specifically for streams, right?
Yeah.
I don't have that option and get like special lighting and stuff just for streams. So I was like, how can I make sure it doesn't look like I'm in a kitchen or a living room? Well, I'll green screen it. And I got really obsessed with green screening away the background so I could put something more professional in. And then I had this idea that for Talking Heads content, whereby I would be talking about an article or talking about something that GW is doing, the background would change to show what the thing is I was talking about.
Yeah.
And I'd be this floating talking. And I thought I was a genius. And because actually green screening, to do it properly, you need some room and some lighting to make it all work. And that was the thing.
Thank you, Stu, for waiting ever so patiently. What has been the best loose fact? I remember there being a fact about a fart bubble. You can fit horses in a fart bubble or something.
That might be a blue whale's fart bubble would fit a horse. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Found it already. It's definitely up there. Definitely up there. There's a number of facts that you read out where I was like,
there was some accusation of animal cruelty to test that theory. How else did it make it into the book?
Kurdos Val, thank you so much for 2 gifted. You're a legend. Wee Man, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. What a hero. Up to 114. We've started strong, chat. Now, I'm looking up at the record, right? And like a broken record, looking up at the record.
Shut the fuck up
that was
about the record.
Literally set this month. Maybe we could beat it on birthday weekend.
Or maybe not. Maybe just be happy with your lot in life, babe. Shut the fuck up about the record. Done. Show's done. Night, folks. We're going. Oh, this has turned into my stream. He's finally shut up. Here we go. Clarkson's Top Gear looked like they were in a very large shed. Because they were. Nothing wrong with the shed. You should have done it from the shed.
What shed? What, the little shed? That was even smaller. That was a tiny little room.
But that would have been really like...
Awful. It was a shithole, that shed.
The wind only whistled through the window cracks a little bit.
I quite literally felt sorry for the insects. Did some lad donate 100? Yeah, Neil, the absolute mad lad, dropped £100 dono already. Tears for mugs. What a fucking hero. What a legend. Yeah, that shed that would never have worked. That would have never have worked. But of course, we then got to a point where, hang on, which way round was it? So once we started to gather some momentum in the kitchen and the living room, and DZ launched, we then moved to New Forest Enterprise Centre.
Oh yeah.
This was when I had a relatively uncomfortable conversation. Right, Kurdos, like I said, thank you for the 2 gifted. Wee Man, thank you for the 5. You're a fucking hero. This was a uncomfortable conversation when I was like, look, I can't keep doing this in this space. I need a more permanent setup.
Yeah.
And what we started to do is we started to collect terrain and we started to collect art. And Luce and I lived in a very small little humble house. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't grow this here. I need space. We couldn't afford to move. So what we did is we took any amount of profit that I personally was making from DZ, and we went into a place called New Forest Enterprise Centre. Now, the New Forest Enterprise Centre is a little business premises just down the road that has lots of separate little units that they rent out to people, offices, little shop fronts and stuff like that. And they had a tiny little office space available to rent. And by tiny, I mean like slightly bigger than our living room was, but it didn't have a fireplace and a sofa in it, so much easier to set a table up and leave it set up. So I remember emailing and saying, I'm interested in one of your commercial properties. Can I come down and see it? It's just down the road. And I got a response from the manager, and he was like, yeah, of course you can. Come down, have a look. Brilliant. So I drove down there. And he said, we've got 3 available. I was like, okay. He said, this one, and this one. And I said, okay. He said, this one's the cheapest one. But the downside is it's got no windows. I was like, okay. So there's no outside light. He went, no. I said, you can't, there's nothing. He said, no. I was like, okay, I think I prefer that one. He already started looking at me a bit strange. My mind had not. My mind had not twigged at this point. I was like, yeah, I don't want natural light. I want to be able to just control the lighting. And he's like, okay, right. He said, it's not very big. I said, how big is it? He gave me the meters squared. I was like, can I fit something in the middle of it that's about 4 foot by 6 foot, and I can move all the way around? And what else is about 4 foot by 6 foot?
That would be a double bed.
That would be a double bed.
Liam, out of all the streaming moments, funniest, craziest, stressful, most enjoyable, love you, keep grafting orchid.
I promise you, Dave, I'll get to that one. I'm just going to tell this story, right? You're amazing. Thank you for 5.
Happy channel birthday. We love you and appreciate all your hard work, especially the Luke facts.
Look,
pure entertainment.
I'm aware
face.
everybody's just here for the Luke facts. I'm aware of that. Thank you, Carlos Val. You're a fucking hero. You're a legend. Thank you so much. Right. So yeah. So I was like about 4 foot. I'll tell the story, Dave. I'll promise you I'll get you super. I'll about 4 foot by 6 foot. He's like, what are you doing in there? I was like, well, I'm gonna be doing some filming. And at this point in time, I was still at a point in my life where I was like, I don't want to tell him I'm filming toy soldiers for YouTube.
Wow.
I was like, oh, we're going to do some filming, which is why. And I was like, so I just did it without thinking. I'm like, I'll explain. I'll make this make more sense for him. I was like, we'll just be doing some filming, which is why I don't really want natural light in, because I want to be able to control the lighting, because natural light fucks with cameras, and so I want to be able to control the lighting. And then his cogs were turning. And I watched him slowly put his pen down, and I was like, oh, he's not going to let me have the office space, is he?
We're not that kind of establishment.
Yeah, I was like, he's not going to let me have the office space, is he? And he was like, because the other question I asked him, obviously, was how much noise happens in that part of the building as well. So he said, sorry, can I ask what you're going to be doing? I was like, yeah, we're going to be filming. He's like, no, yeah, you said that, but specifically, what are you going to be filming? And I was like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. I was like, I'm so embarrassed. I'm now going to have to tell him that I film toy soldiers.
I think he'd prefer the porn.
So I said to him, I was like, oh, we make content around tabletop war games. He said, tabletop war games? I was like, yeah. So I obviously elaborated a little bit further. And he went, oh, okay. And he picked his pen back up. And I was like, why the pause? And he went, look, you've asked me for a room with no windows. You've asked me about how noisy the corridor is. You've said you don't want any natural light. And you've said you want to put something inside the middle of the room that's the size, and this is his words, that's the size of a double bed. And I was like, oh, fuck. He thinks I'm filming porn.
Did you not take prom with you? Like, this is my associate.
So when he was a little bit more relaxed about the fact that I was actually filming plastic toy soldiers than porn, and I realised that no lighting, no windows to the outside world, a double bed-sized thing in the middle of the room, and I'm going to be using cameras.
Quiet, please.
And quiet, please. I was like, do you know what? In future, I'm just going to tell people I film Warhammer. Much easier. Yeah,
right.
That was. So we had that little studio, and then we moved into this house, and we used this room.
Wasn't it upstairs first?
This one first.
Okay.
Then we converted this into the living room. We moved upstairs, and then upstairs we moved to the garage, and then garage we moved to the studio. And that's been the evolution of our filming space, from just basically using houses and shit little office buildings to now having a fully fledged studio, which I still think is the best looking Warhammer studio on the internet. And there are channels billion times the size of us with significantly bigger budgets, and I still think we've managed to achieve the best looking, warmest, most welcoming YouTube setup out there for 40k, and now Age of Sigmar. I'm so proud of that. Anyway, Dave, right, out of all the streaming moments, the funniest was probably Joe's spells. Like, people say it a lot.
Yes.
If you haven't seen it, one of the last, I think it was Chat Plays games in the garage, was Joe doing spells, and it is absolutely fucking hilarious and genius. That being said, the first time chat plays ever happened, which was by accident, was also a glorious moment in terms of funniness. That's almost definite, right? Craziest moment, I think the craziest moment, genuinely speaking, or honestly speaking, the craziest moment was probably the 8th of March.
Yeah.
Where we 1,105 members in a single stream that was like an hour and a half, 2 hours long is fucking mental. That is crazy, right? That's just, you're not normal when you do that, you lot. That's crazy.
Not normal. That
being said, there's been a couple of other moments.
Congrats on 7 years of playing with toys.
Thank you, Datsun Des, you're a legend. So that's crazy, but then there's been a couple of other moments where we've streamed where like one of them was the first time I ever streamed at Tabletop Titans.
I was going to say, does Titans...
So watching the Titan streams was why I wanted to get into 40k streaming. I then cut my teeth and learnt the trade with VT up in Warminster. I then came back and applied it here and tried to emulate some of what Titans was doing in their fancy studio. And then being on their the first time I ever was on their stream, like,
I'm actually here.
This is the Titan studio. I mean, that was quite crazy. And the same goes for the first time I streamed live from Mini Wargaming Studios in Canada as well. Like, they're all crazy mental moments. They're all amazing. Funniest. We've done that one. Crazy. Stressful. Stressful was that winter stream. Like, I didn't enjoy that.
Really? No,
it was awful. Because I was like, he's going to get my fucking channel cancelled here, and he's just being a knob. There's a reason why I've unlisted it. And then most enjoyable. Most enjoyable. Most enjoyable is quite hard, actually, to be honest with you. Because I enjoy my work so much. And it sounds fucking cheesy, right? But I enjoy my work so much that I'm just having fun all the time.
From where I sit, I would say your most enjoyable is any collaboration, because
I like collaborations.
Yeah,
a lot.
I think to be able to swap ideas and see what other people are doing, it helps you raise your game. It also gives you the opportunity to help raise someone else's game.
I forgot to fill up your water bottle. Do you think Mummy can do it for you? Is that okay? Thank you.
Come with me. So any collaboration, I think.
I think you're probably right, actually.
Because you can't really sort of exercise that need for artistry with me, because I don't fully understand what it is you do. But to bring in someone else who does 40k, who's just as excited, enthusiastic, passionate, and wants to push forward, all that comes out of that is good stuff. I'm going to go and fill a water bottle up. I'll be back in a minute.
I'm just trying to think if there's a most enjoyable moment. Like I said, the cheesy thing is I enjoy it so much. I genuinely enjoy it so much. It's so much fun. It's hard to pick a singular moment, genuinely, right? And that's cheesy, and I'm aware it's cheesy. I'm sorry that it's cheesy, but it's true, unfortunately. Most enjoyable is really, really hard. Anyway, thank you, Dave, for the 5. I love you too. You're a legend. Thanks for being one of our incredible moderators. You're insane, and I love you dearly. We're at 115. It says 114 up there, but it says 115 in front of me. 115 new members already, chat. You people are amazing. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for all the gifteds. It means the world to us. Like, our whole family life doesn't exist without you guys. Yeah, I'll try very hard not to get emotional this evening on a 7-year birthday, genuinely. But our whole lifestyle, the house, the things we have, the clothes I wear, the equipment I use, the armies I have, it's all made possible because of you people. So I would go as far as to say, Dave, you know, when you talk about most enjoyable moment of streaming, I genuinely, one of the biggest things I like about this job, right? And I often air quote it as job, because I sometimes think, this isn't a job, is it? How is this classified as work? But I think the thing that I enjoy the most about the whole process is the concept, at least in my mind, of the fact that we're actually offering entertainment. Now, I've come to realise over the course of the last 7 years of doing this, and the different things we've done, because we've done talking heads, pre-recorded content, we've done podcasts, we've done battle reports, product reviews, codex reviews, shorts. I've dipped my toe in lots of things, and then live stream content, and I've come to realise with over 7 years that performing live, because I don't want to necessarily consider myself even remotely close to equivalent to the people that literally do it professionally, performing live is my happy place. So after doing, I don't mind pre-recorded battle reports. I do not enjoy them as much as live stream games. I don't mind pre-recorded talking heads. I do not enjoy them as much as I enjoy live stream talking heads. Live is where I'm happiest. Live is where I'm enjoying myself the most. And I think the really cheesy part of what makes this the most enjoyable is the actual concept that somewhere in the world we're making someone's evening or morning or lunchtime a little bit better, and they're laughing along, and we make them smile. And I've had a plethora of messages actually that are very, very heartwarming, and sometimes make you have to take a moment where people say, "I've been really struggling, and your streams keep me going," or "I tune in because your streams are what make me smile in the week, despite the fact that life's a bit shit right now." And I think that for all the things I do this for, like it does pay our bills. It is why we have a roof over our head, a car on the drive, good equipment. We're able to wear clothes rather than bin bags. We can eat food rather than scraps, right? The support you guys give us is why we can do all those things. But and obviously being paid to do this is incredibly rewarding. But sometimes the most rewarding thing is not a monetary value or anything that you can put a physical kind of like a limit or a restriction or a grouping on. It's the fact that people will go, your streams are what entertain me. There's people out there that are like, I only watch your channel, I don't watch any other channels, or I literally tune into your channel instead of putting Netflix on. That's fucking huge. That's massive. And when people were saying life really fucking sucks.
Best Warhammer channel on the YouTube. Great work, mate, and congrats on 7 years.
Chris, thank you so much for the 20, man. What a fucking legend. And it's legitimately comments like that. Best channel on YouTube. If you think about the size that we are, genuinely the size that we are, right? We've lost 3 subs since we went live. It's gone down. It was 31,250 when we went live. It's gone down 3, right? If you think about the fact that the size of the channel that we are on YouTube compared to other channels, and people are legitimately saying, like multitude of people are legitimately saying best Warhammer channel on YouTube, it means the absolute world to us that we get those kinds of comments. And to have people that message me on Discord or email me or message me on Instagram and be like, you guys are the highlight of my week. Laughing at Joe trying to count is the highlight of my week. And we're actually offering people valued entertainment. That's the bit. Like, that's the thing. I think anybody in the world, genuinely believe, or like anybody in the world can put content on YouTube. In fact, I don't need to genuinely believe it. You literally can. Anyone can do it. Anyone can make content on YouTube. Anybody in the world can create a channel right now and upload a video, and it might be good and it might be shit. But to take that from I'm just uploading a video to I'm actually offering valuable and valued content, meaningful content that makes people smile, makes people laugh, and cheers up their week, their day, their night, whatever it might be, that is the most rewarding and the bit that I legitimately enjoy the most. A bit of a winding path there.
I love sitting, building and painting my space wolves, watching the streams, laughing and just enjoying myself and the hobby. Thank you for enriching my life. You help a lot of people more than you will ever know.
Shucks, Stu.
You're too kind.
Yeah.
I don't think we do help that many people. Like I said, we've gone down 3 subs at that side. Okay. How many people? 200. Right, 200 people. I can't be bothered to do the maths. I'm too tired today. I was going to work out how many people each one of those people needed to go and get so we could get to like 40,000 people.
No,
Lucia's like, fuck that. No,
we're not doing that kind of
It's about it's 8,753 people.
What?
It's 8,753 people to get to 40,000.
Okay.
So what's that divided by 195?
Stop it.
I'm also like genuinely also incredibly lucky because I get to do some of it with my best friends, like you know, Brom and Joe are best friends of mine. I've known Brom. I'm 37 years old. That means I've known Brom for 25 years.
Brom's
25
incredible.
years I've known Brom.
He's incredible. You were just looking on the like timetable for streaming for a stream in the future, and Brom's got a flight for something the next morning, and he still was like, I can do it if you can't find anyone else.
I might. There's a Thursday coming up where I may have to cancel the evening stream. There will still be a stream, I promise you, but I might have to cancel the game stream. Joe's had to book it off because he's got to look after his kids because half term. So it'd just be me, Brom and Kyle, the only people that are available. Paddy's unavailable, Eddie's unavailable. So it's just me, Brom and Kyle that are available. Brom put his name into the streaming schedule. But then he messaged me, was like, look, is there any chance there's a chance we can get the stream to finish earlier? And I felt like going, yeah, you don't play. But but he was like, is there any chance we get the stream to finish earlier? I was like, how come? He's like, I've got a flight the next morning, which means I need to be getting up and leaving at 4:30 in the morning. I was like, well, then clearly you're not streaming the night before, Brom.
Yeah.
Bless you.
I
But
know.
he was prepared. He put his name down.
He
put his name down.
To be able to put a stream out, he put his name down for it. Brom's incredible.
Absolutely incredible. What a hero. Thank you so much. Anyway, Stu, those words are very, very kind. Unreal. Amazing. Thank you so much, 37 youngster. But knowing Brom for 25 years, that's why I look like this now, right? Joe was saying on stream yesterday, I think he said yesterday, it might have been Wednesday, it was 2 years ago that he handed his notice in at his last job.
No. It doesn't feel like it.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's mad. 2 years ago. I feel like legitimately feel like I've known Joe for a decade.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking incredible.
I remember my fondest memory of Joe was Joe turning up here when we were still filming in the garage. And I said, Joe, I'm really sorry to do this to you.
Defiantly switched from Netflix and other streaming services just to watch you guys. You guys are a blast to watch, and sometimes the games are good as well. Winking face.
I mean, I don't know if that last sentence there, Drapkin, was literally meant as a joke, but that's 100% what we've been going for. Like, absolutely. Like, the idea that my perfect world, my evergreen content, my perfect world for content is the game can be an absolute dumpster fire and people are still tuning in to watch because we are making them enjoy their evening and we're being entertaining. So, like, the game can be one-sided. The game itself can be bad because games actually can fuck the rules up. Fuck, we could be playing Tiddlywinks and you'd all still tune in and watch simply because they're fucking funny and they'll banter at each other and take the piss and we'll all enjoy it and it'll be a nice thing to watch. But anyway.
So anyway.
Sorry, carry on.
My memory of Joe was him coming in to stream and I said, Joe, I'm sorry to do this to you. Can you please have the boys? I've got a doctor's appointment, emergency one. I need to go really soon. Is that okay? And he put his hands in his pocket, looked me straight in the eye and he went, oh, is it because you're rotting from the inside out? Yeah, all right, I'll watch the boys. Yeah. I was like, thanks, Joe. Bloody charmer you are.
Fucking love Joe. Joe's incredible.
He looked at me as though it was inevitable. Have you finally admitted you're rotting from the inside out?
Have you finally admitted is the language there? Have you actually known Brom for 25 years? Yeah. So I met Brom when I was about 12 at school. I've known him since school, went to college together, went to school together, went to college together. He went to university, I went to the army. And of all my school friends, only 2 of them ever really properly kept in touch. That's my obviously Brom and a friend of mine called Adam as well. Right? 25 years I've known him. School, college, and then when I joined the army, I first did my first 2 years worth of training at SEAE, the School of Electronic and Aeronautical Engineering, easy for me to say, at Arborfield, in Reading. I did my phase 2 training there to train me to be an aircraft engineer. And then when I was at Reading, I would come back every weekend without fail and see Brom every weekend, pretty much. And then after I finished at Arborfield, I got posted to Wattisham Airfield up in Ipswich, which is the UK home of the Apache. And that's what I got posted to. And off I went to Ipswich. And it was impossible to see each other every single weekend there. So what we would do is every Wednesday night, we would have date night. Where we would both make sure we were online on some kind of online video game from about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening. And we'd play for 3 hours. And the first hour was just conversation, having a catch up.
Yeah.
I wasn't even focused on the game. Literally just a catch up. Amazing. And it'd be like, how's your week been? Yeah, uni's been a bit shit. How's your week been? Yeah, it's been. Yeah. That's what we do. And we kept in touch like that for the whole time. And he would keep coming up. And he used to come and sleep on our sofa. Like, he would sleep in the spare bed, but he'd fall asleep on the sofa in his little hood. Do you remember his little blanket?
Do you remember when we lived in our army quarters and we couldn't afford the heating? And Brom used to bring extra jumpers and thick socks and slippers and a hot water bottle.
And
it
came like he was going to a fucking Arctic exhibition.
But it was because he was like, I wanted to come and see you both, and I don't want you to feel bad that you can't afford to put the heating on, so it's fine. I've got all the stuff I need. Let's cook something. What we're gonna do? He was amazing.
Honestly, unbelievable.
And that was also the first time I heard him grind his teeth in his sleep.
Yeah, he's also the person that when I was in Afghanistan and we were married, he drove from Southampton to Ipswich,
which is like 4 hours.
It's 3.5 hours to get to where our married court was.
Happy birthday. Sadly can't watch much anymore, but this is the best community ever.
Brian, thanks,
From
man.
endless laughs to loose realizing I was having a bad day on Discord and just chatting to me for 30 minutes. Cheers to 7 years.
Just chatting is sometimes all a person needs, Brighthammer. Thank you so much for the 20, man. What a legend. Johan as well. Thank you for 5 more gifted. The memberships have moved again. Thank you. You are amazing. Thank you so much. You people are incredible. Gifteds are amazing. John, thank you for becoming a Jarl tier member all by yourself. You're an absolute hero. Is Gaz in chat? Has the winner been announced for the Jarls Only giveaway for this month already? Let me know. Yeah. So he left Southampton. He drove. You were having a bad time. I can't remember why. You were having a bad time about something. And he drove all the way up to Ipswich. And on the way, he stopped and picked up a specific set of flowers and chocolates that I ordered him to get. I put an order in of a specific type of things.
Yeah.
Not I ordered him to. I asked him to, obviously.
I think I was getting quite pregnant and sad that I couldn't do my shoelaces anymore.
Yeah.
And just crying at
And
everything.
he turned up at my married quarter with a bouquet of flowers and some specific chocolates that I knew were some of Lucy's favourites. They were the seashells from Gullivan or whatever they're called, right? And bless him, he drove literally 3.5 hours to go and drop off and deliver these flowers and chocolates for me. What a hero. And then I got a message in Afghan. Because this is the way the army works. Someone was like, Liam, just to let you know that there's a man who's turned up to your house with flowers and chocolates. And I was like, the slut!
Yeah, Brom.
Yeah. And they were like, so you didn't know someone was coming? What a fucking whore! And then I was like, that would explain why she sent me a picture that she's pregnant. But obviously I knew it was Brom, which was fucking hilarious. But yeah, there you go.
There was another time Brom came and he picked up your friend Dan as well, because I was messaging him saying that I was getting bored of my veggie patch and I was going to weed it, and I found a red ant's nest. Yeah. And he was like, you step away from that red ant's nest right now. I will come up there and I will do it for you. Oh, Brom, I also can't seem to do this or this or this or this.
Cornet Ed, thank you so much for 10 fucking gifted memberships. You absolute hero. What a legend. It's another 50 in the bank. What a fucking hero. Thank you so much. 130 members. Luce? 130. Like, what? 975 to go?
We're not. No.
My favourite now, chat, when I bring that up, is just to watch her face and the look she gives me. She does the maths. She goes, wait a minute. Hang on a minute.
That's cotton picking minute.
I joined the army in 1986, the year you were born. I had an epic weekend in Coventry in 1988. Brilliant memories. Then we drove all the way back to Germany for a 6-week exercise. That sounds disgusting. Yeah, Brom is one of the most... You know, sometimes when we're playing on stream or watching a stream, and he's taken 3.5 hours to do his first turn. And we're all frustrated that he's using the same units that he's used for the last 25 games that he's played, and he still doesn't know the rules. I want you to just remember those moments when we're all going, oh, come on, Brom, for fuck's sake. Because the man is one of the greatest human beings you'd ever meet, without fail. He's just got a heart of gold. He's wonderful. There's a reason why he's been my best friend for 25 years. He's been there all the time. There was a time when we had just our firststborn, when I was in London and he came and saved the day. There's been so many occasions where I've said, Brom, I need you, and he's there. And I do that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like to think, I'm hopeful that he can say the same stories where he's like, if I said I need Liam, he's there. Yeah. Because I'd like to think it's give and take, obviously. Yeah. But when we're getting frustrated at his exceptionally long turns, or the fact that he doesn't remember his rules, or even his slightly Germanic ways, remember. That all started because of how uncomfortable we got, because he's just one of the nicest people in the world, so he doesn't like that concept whatsoever. Remember those moments, because that's why Brom's involved. Like even the Titan stream. Do you know, right? The studio launch we booked. I booked the studio launch in November specifically around what was the most opportune weekend for Adrian to come across, because it's not cheap to fly over from America. Yes. Yeah. And Adrian's like, I want to come and do the launch with you. I'll fly over from America. I was like, amazing. So we picked the perfect moment. I didn't look at my calendar in too much detail. I picked a weekend that included the Saturday that was Brom's wedding anniversary, which I should have remembered because I was his fucking best man. But I didn't remember. And on the Friday afternoon evening before his wedding anniversary, Brom was at the studio with his wife and kid with the Thanes. And on the Saturday, when we launched the first stream at 10 o'clock in the morning, Brom put himself down to produce the stream. I said, Brom, it's your wedding anniversary. And Brom said, I've been involved in all of the channel firsts. I'm not missing this one.
Aww.
It's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing. Steve A, thank you so much for 5 gifted memberships. You are an absolute hero. Daraka says, I'm getting the feeling that Liam isn't talking about me.
Everyone should have a Brom.
Everyone should have a Brom, Ro, exactly. It's like your relationship with Adrian Shane, right? It's like that. It's the same. Same feels, mate. Same feels. But I also love you anyway. I also love you anyway. It's amazing. Happy channel birthday, says John. Been cheeky watching for a long time and only really engaged recently. If it wasn't for you lads, I swear most of my minis would be unpainted. Keep the good stuff coming. Thank you so much, John. Thank you for getting involved as well. If you haven't been chatting, if you're just watching and you've never typed in chat, just do it. Just say hello right now. Like, literally, I genuinely believe this. I genuinely believe when I say this. This isn't just a marketing spiel thing here. I think we have one of the most wonderful, welcoming and engaging communities.
It's always nice to look back and reflect, but tell me, what's the future hold 5-year plan from now?
We'll go into that in just a second, Kai. So it's always nice to see new faces to start with, but I genuinely believe from the bottom of my heart we have one of the most friendly, most welcoming, most engaging communities out there. Obviously, I'm a little bit more kind of pro my own community. I think we have the best. But if we don't have the best, I literally think we have one of the most. So if you haven't ever said anything in chat before, say hello. Start speaking. Everyone get involved because everyone loves everyone in this channel and it's fucking incredible, right? You're all amazing.
Ready?
Yeah.
Jonathan De Silva. It's been at least 2 years since the whole Brigadier Dempsey situation.
Amazing.
It has not been 2 years.
Amazing.
It can't have been. It doesn't feel like it.
Look at all these people saying hello. Some of the names I've not seen before or seen for a while. You wonderful people. Doom Bunny, put a 1. Amazing. So Kai, thanks for the 10, man. You're a hero. 5-year plan. There's a few things I'd like to do over the course of the next 5 years, right? There's a number of targets I've got, some of which I've spoke about before, some of which I haven't, okay? 5 years. So let's talk about 5 years. The first part of 5 years of the 5-year plan, is to hit that magical silver button. I feel like there's a little bit of gravitas and weight, and it is a dick measuring contest at times. It's a vanity metric, but hitting 100,000 subs is incredibly important to the channel's status and profile. That's a goal. Another goal, I'd like to be hitting minimum 500 to 600 live people per stream watching.
No, that's too many. I shan't be participating. If
Secretly,
the numbers that
chat.
high.
Secretly, my actual target's about 1,000, but
No,
I can't say
that number's also
because if I
too
say
high.
1,000, Luce gets all panicky, right?
Too high. Too high.
We would like to add at
much
least 2 to 3 other gaming systems. So predominantly we're looking at Sigma. We're looking at we're definitely doing Sigma. We're also looking at adding Old World, and we're looking at adding Horus Heresy as well as the 4 major gaming systems. Now, to really keep up that level of content, the other thing I would probably need to do as part of this 5-year plan is look at adding to me and Joe in terms of actual staff 1 to 2 more people. I think at the moment in the studio, a comfortable number of staff working in that studio 4 to 5 days a week would be about 4 people. Would be quite nice. So I'd like to get there. So I need to work out workflows to do pre-recorded content. If I'm honest with you, I would like to be in a place where we are offering you a single pre-recorded piece of content every single day of the week, 7 days a week, and we're also offering you the same 6 streams we're offering you now. That's my goal. So we'd more than double my current content output. But to do that stuff, I can't do it on my own. It's impossible, right? Now, the problem I have with staff is, and I had this conversation a little bit with James from Otero when I did the interview with Stu Studios, the concept, the thought process, the kind of feeling of taking on a person's salary and paying them their monthly wage is both incredibly exciting. I'm offering someone an opportunity to work in this industry. That's amazing. And secondly, absolutely fucking terrifying. Because at our size right now, when you consider your Eddies and your Kyles and your Broms and your Paddies, these people are my friends as well now because it's quite close-knit, it's quite a small team, etc. Right? So looking at that, the concept that one day the business might not do so well or it might start struggling, and I get to a point where I have to start thinking about perhaps making people redundant or not being able to afford to pay people's wages, terrifies me. Absolutely terrifies me. And I don't know if there's ever a point in time as a business owner that you get past that moment of being terrified that you won't be able to pay your people. Because at that point, you're directly impacting basically every aspect of their life if you can't pay them. And that is terrifying. That being said, 5-year plan, I'd like to bring in at least 2 more people. Found you all when I was at my worst point of long COVID. Being able to listen to you two on Talking Head streams always brought a bright spot for me in the darkness. Cheers. Gracie, that's an incredible comment. So thank you so much. You're a hero. Obviously, that's specifically. I can talk. I do it for a living. That's specifically the plano chans. Fucking hell. Perhaps I shouldn't do it for a living. Perhaps this is not something I should be doing anymore. I quit. That's specifically the channel plans. We got there in the end, right? There is, however,
5-year plan. Finish painting 1, maybe 2 full units.
I mean, you're pushing it there, nobody. I'll be honest with you. Thanks for the tea. You are pushing it. Oh, I missed it. Biblical nipple as well. Thank you for 10 gifted. Oh my god. That's right, Lise. Thank you for the 10 gifted. 145 of the finest. You people are amazing. Thank you so much. Right. So that's channel specific, right? That's about just content channel YouTube. A lot of you know I am currently in the process of building with at least one other, perhaps 2 other people, a second business, and this is also what a lot of my time goes into, which I'm assuming a lot of you don't see, and hopefully one day you'll be like, it all makes sense. And we're building ourselves a shop and gaming center in the same premises that my studio exists. I'll make a behind the scenes video soon to show you all what I'm trying to do, right? What I'm planning to do. But that's happening. That's in process.
Stu's got a 5-step plan. You ready? Step 1, get Adrian to emigrate to the UK.
I don't know if you've seen our weather lately, Stu. Might be difficult.
Step 2, get GW to listen to you at what they are doing to the hobby.
They do listen to me quite a lot, actually, and some of what they change is related, but...
Step 3, bigger mugs for the mead. Step 4, topless calendar of the staff. And Step 5, continue to be great.
I mean, out of all of those, I think the one that interests me most is Step 3.
You're not Step 1?
Have you seen the weather we've had lately? If we can get him to come over, right?
Fine.
If we can get him to come over like early August, there's a possibility he'll be like, oh, it's quite nice over here. But if we got him to come over this week, he'd be like, fuck this. What is this cold, wet hell?
This is England.
Adrian has quite extravagant hair, right? If you think about
it is fantastic hair.
If you think about the course of the last 2 days, he'd be like this the whole time. Wait, it's so fucking windy. Like that'd be it. I don't think it can take the strain. Right?
Do you think our hair gel's different? Like the Fanta's different?
Possibly.
I feel like it's not doing it. You've all got really weird hair. Hair gel doesn't work.
Holy shit, congrats to you guys for becoming a friendly local gaming store. That's the intent. I've been to millions of events. I love events. I love tournaments. And I always think to myself, I'd like to run some myself that are mine. We're going to get to do it. I've always used other company websites and bought product from other company and gone, yeah, it's cool, but I think we could do a better job. We're going to be doing it.
Looks like a weird peacock.
! Hobby House, eh? No topless Eddie. I don't have the words to explain how much I don't want that. Yes, you do. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. So yeah, the other part of the 5-year plan, Kai, is to get Hobby House up, running, and established. Did I make the exclamation mark? Let me see. Did I make it or did I forget to? I feel like I made it. There we go. So yeah, I want to get that building up, and that business up and running and working. And I would like to start to become a relatively big player in the friendly local gaming kind of space in the UK. I would like us to be offering people the same level of service that I would like to receive from any kind of big brand. And I would like our gaming venue specifically to also offer the sort of an entertainment and value that I think the channel also offers as well. So, you know, Adrian using British hair products, let the memes commence. Yeah, exactly.
Topless shots of all the staff. Camera set to the same height so Eddie would just be a mug shot.
It's like that. Good. So what I've done then, chat, if you see people, I've typed !Hobby House. There's a link you can use there where you can register your interest in Hobby House, right? We are setting up a mailing list. So the current tenancy, the current lease agreement is in a draft stage with the solicitors for the new business owners who took the building over literally this last week. And obviously as things start to progress, we'll start sticking out updates via that newsletter So if you want to register your interest, if you want to be kept on a mailing list and be kept up to date with what's going to be happening with our business, click that link, register your interest on the website. You'll start to see some of the branding. The website and branding has been in progress for 2 years, and I'm very proud of it. I think it looks very, very good. I think it's really, really nice. But that's been in progress for 2 years. It's taking us a long time to get this business up and running. There's been a number of occasions where we could have cut some corners or settled to get this business going, and we've chosen not to because we really, 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 really want to do this properly and do a good job and offer you the kind of value that I think our community deserves. So, there you go. Will Joe personally deliver any hobby house orders to those in Southampton? Yes, on a Joe-ped. On a Joe-ped. That's facts. You guys are great. Thanks so much, Curtis Val. You're here. Nids for nips. I'm saving my pennies to come down for a few days and distract Joe when Hobby House opens. You'd be more than welcome. Joe's incredibly excited about Hobby House. His intent is to make a bunch of custom terrain tables so people can come in and have almost Warhammer World level experiences on custom build tables, etc. It's amazing. Amazing. Any chance of a branch location in the west coast of Canada? I mean, over time, Simply Brazen, we'd obviously like to go global, but we don't know, do we? We don't know. We don't know. Right, I'm going to set you a new goal, chat. Right, just because I'm feeling brave tonight. I'm going to go really brave, Luce.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, let's see if they're into it. Boom. Fixed it. I'll take the ferry over. Good. It can't be level of Warhammer World level. Your quality would be too high.
Carl says, I'll come down if I can bring the kids.
Of course you can.
There's a soft play right next door.
It's not going to be like... All right, let's be honest with you, Carl. I'll be straight up, right? The studio is very much an adult-only space. You know? The things we talk about, the way we behave in the studio, is incredibly childish, but it's definitely an adult-only space. The gaming hall is we want to be able to welcome everybody. Everybody. Now, there's one caveat to that, which is not aimed at you because I don't think you'll be this kind of person. But I find it a shame that my local GW have had to put a sign up that basically says we're not a fucking crash.
Yeah.
That's a shame, and we're going to probably have to do something similar because I can't, from a legal and safety perspective, I can't just have parents rocking up, dropping off 5-year-olds, not 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds and fucking off. Just from a safety perspective. Like, we just can't do that. I don't know a parent that would be prepared to do it anyway. It's sad, really, that people do, but they do. Dratkin, thank you so much for 10 gifted. He started it. Chat. 205 people in chat. If everyone gifted 1, or ideally 5, we'd smash my new target that I set up for you. Those who want 70 more years. 70 I put it now instead of 7.
70?
70 more years, yeah.
God, you're going to be like the oldest
107
ever.
streaming.
Yeah. You might forget what day it is.
If you think about how much medical science is advancing, it's very possible they'll keep me going to 107 years old.
Start boring us all.
I'll be like a
with
floating
days of
head
your
in a tank.
childhood.
Like a little floating tank, little head on a robot, just plugged into a permanent stream.
You might start getting annoyed at loud noises.
I'll just be floating around in my head tank.
And you'll just be in your dressing gown, and then you'll have to do a much earlier stream so you can already be in bed.
I'll be in my dressing gown,
around at 3
and chat will be very
morning.
upset when I go to cross my legs.
Yeah.
You might have limits on children with your alcohol license anyway. Possibly. Pubs get away with it. Hobby House, I would bring my Spacefuls over for a weekend. You'd be more than welcome. But there's other things I want to do. Like, so one of the things I want to do is like boot camp weekends.
Nerd napping.
Like nerd napping. So you sign up, right, to a boot camp weekend, and you do a whole weekend. You get a combat patrol box included as part of your weekend, and there's build sessions, learn to build, learn to paint, learn to play sessions all through the weekend. At the end, you'll go away with a combat patrol box of your choice. And you could have spent the whole weekend building if you'd rather. You could spend the whole weekend painting if you'd rather. You could spend the whole weekend playing if you'd rather. But it just gets people into the hobby. Evan, thank you for 5 gifted. Jeremy, thank you for 5 gifted. You people are insane. Casey, thank you for 5 gifted. Demogorgon, thank you for 5 gifted. You're all amazing humans. Stu, thank you for 5 more gifted. 5 more gifted. Put him on 15. You're a hero. Thank you so much. And Sai, thank you for the 1 gifted. You people are all fucking mad lads. Love you. Absolutely love you. Maybe they can transfer your consciousness into a mechanical Warhammer Mini at that point. That'd be amazing. I'm into that. We'll put Brom in an orc.
Did he wow last night?
He did, yeah. Well, it was all right.
I missed it.
It was all right. It's quite early on. Right at the start.
Got some extra money and you guys are worth it. Smile.
Jeremy has been around for fucking ages. Jeremy used to comment on all of the old Warhammer videos. Like all of the old Warhammer videos.
I mildly poked myself in the eye.
I did see that.
Ow.
I did see that.
Hurt.
You could be a servo skull streamer. Exactly. It'd be good, right? That would work. It'd fit. It's fit. It would do it. Clive the Kiwi, thank you for one more gifted. Thank you so much, man. You're a hero. Oh, amazing. You people are incredible humans. I love you dearly. You have to remember as well, chat, right? 7 years of YouTube, 2.5 years of streaming, right? Let's be straight up and be frank, okay? Adrian, thank you for 5 more gifted. But let's be straight up and be frank. Let's address the elephant in the room. One of the most important parts of, or the most important, like, cogs in the streaming wheel is chat. Otherwise, it's like SN. I'm just sat here talking to no one.
Well, we just have to talk to each other again.
You're so important, chat.
So important.
You're so important, chat. Like, this is the other thing that I need to throw out there as well, right? Because this is an evening of being grateful and feeling proud and being quite happy and content at the same time. The whole streaming thing is incredible. I love it. I've said to you already, right? One of the things I came to realise was that performing live is one of my most favourite things in the world.
Would you do B2B sales in EU from the store? If so, we should talk. Our local store will die in May and needs replacement.
Do business to business sales in the EU if our retail license allows it.
Just been totting up what I've painted so far. 1,500 points exactly. Most done while watching or listening to you guys live or on catch up. Keep up the great work and here's to another 7 years.
Thank you, Tim. You're a hero. I love you so much. Yeah, Adrian, I would like to say yes, but a lot of it will depend on what our retail license with GW tells us. So I'd love to say yes, but I can't say yes until I read that retail license and I understand our restrictions. So, for example, I know our retail license with GW doesn't allow us to sell to the Americas. I know it doesn't. I know that already. Whether it would allow us to go B2B, I'd highly doubt it would allow us to go B2B into Europe. I think we can go B2C, but I don't think we can go B2B. But yeah, so like I was saying already, right? The most important part of streaming, literally the most important part of streaming really is an audience. Because I don't think it matters how good a streamer you are, but if no one turns up to watch it, eventually you die as a streamer and you die as a channel. There's 203 people watching right now. You're all amazing. 192 likes on the stream. You're all amazing. 187 new members. You're all amazing. Like, you're all amazing. And the reason why we get to keep doing this is because you turn up and interrupt me.
Recently went down memory lane, checking some old streams, specifically War Waging Wednesdays. What is to come? You and Brom in the old garage. Maybe Brom's first stream? Such nostalgia. Brom and Team Liam are legend.
I think that was Brom's first stream.
Really?
Yeah. When we did Wargaming Wednesdays, what's to come, when we're like, hey, we're announcing we're going to do games in our garage, I think that was Brom's first ever time live on stream. I think. I'm not sure, but I think it was. On the channel. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Johan. You're a hero. But yeah, so like I say, right, turning up and watching these, like, honestly, right, we stream 6 times a week. Like, we stream every single weeknight. We stream Thursday lunchtimes as well, Liam and Joe's show. And there's a number of people, a huge number of names I see in chat that I legitimately see in every single fucking stream. And that is insanely impressive on your part. Because ultimately, if you lot didn't keep turning up, well, we wouldn't be able to keep doing it. And not only would we not be able to keep doing it, but we wouldn't be making money and the channel wouldn't last. And that's the facts. So huge shout out to you people. Don't forget to thank Luce for all her support. Her lovely voice chirping in the background adds a good female aspect that would otherwise... Well, I mean, the whole point, the reason why she got a microphone escapade was because she kept chirping in the background. No one could hear what she was saying. I was like, we might as well give you a fucking microphone.
Oh, go on then.
Yeah, go on then. actually think the streams just flat got better when Luce got involved, if I'm honest with you.
I thought there'd be an enormous amount of backlash.
Luce was so nervous about hate from audience because a person who doesn't know Warhammer is on stream.
Not even just that, because I'm a girl.
Yeah.
And I have, well, there's been a few, when we've had the few bad apples come through who have said things along the lines of, why is she on here? You should do things without her. Well, we throw that bad apple away.
Those people have gone.
But I thought there'd be many, many more of those.
Yeah, well, no, we've actually got away with it quite. I'll be straight up. I thought it'd be more. I mean, the whole streaming thing in general. If we think about 7 years of the channel, if we don't just think about the last 2 years of me being full time, but we think about 7 years. Like Luce said, right? She would cycle home from work because Luce doesn't drive, and then start helping me bring in the gear in so I could set up the game, and I would be filming until 1 o'clock in the morning. Because that was the only time I had. I would work shifts where I was doing 12-hour days, 11-hour nights, come off shifts, and be doing content. And Luce didn't complain that I'd been working for 5 days and nights and then be filming content. She just supported it and made sure the boys were okay and made dinner. And it sounds sexist me saying like that, but like legitimately.
You
right,
kitchen wench, get back near the oven.
Get back in just that fucking penny. But in seriousness, right? It would be very easy for an individual to take for granted the fact that the house is always tidy and clean. There's food always in the oven. There's food always in the fridge. The dog's walked. The kids don't smell. It'd be very easy to take that shit for granted. But I'd like to think that I tell you very frequently how amazing you are, and the fact that this channel just doesn't exist without you. Flat doesn't exist without you.
It doesn't. I wouldn't go that far.
No, it doesn't. Absolutely doesn't. So now, potentially now with the studio space, etc., there is a possibility it could, at its current iteration, potentially run without you. I specifically think that the evening streams in here would be flat worse if you weren't on them, straight up. But in the days of working a full-time job and then putting all my spare time into the channel, the only reason why I could do that, and when I say the channel, I also encompass when it was Warhammer, and I also encompass DZ at the time. That would never have been possible if I had to also clean my own pants, make my own food, change my own bedding.
I hate the bedding. I hate it.
So, like, none of that would have been possible because I would finish work, I'd work on the channel, I'd fall into a clean bed, I'd get up in the morning and put on clean clothes because someone had been washing them.
Every time I have to change that double duvet, I feel like putting a head torch on. I hate the double duvet bedding.
Well, that's why I do that part.
I don't know a single person that hasn't gotten themselves lost inside the duvet. No, I think you have.
I
think you have.
Worst two cases, I always try and watch every stream, and if I can't catch it live, I always watch it later. For me, they're not only entertaining, but make me feel good after a crap day at work. That's incredible. Thank you so much. You're a hero.
My partner is starting a makeup and nails channel, and I keep telling her to add me into her content in the loose role.
Go for it. Not audience, do it. You'd make it. To be honest with you, though, honestly, when it comes to talking head stuff around 40k, I think the juxtaposition between the two of us really works. One of my favourite things is going, GW did this, and in our own little echo chamber and we're going, fucking arseholes. And what I like to do, one of my favourite things to do nowadays is to try and frame the question in a loose, understandable way.
Oh.
And then throw it at you and be like, if this happened in your nail salon, what would you do? Or what would you think? And you give me well, I'll do this. I'm like, okay. But yet we all accept it for GW. Like, I find that's really interesting to take the situation, make it a generic situation, throw it out into the world. How would we react in the wider world? I love those little moments. YE55, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. You legend, 192. The bar's lying to you. We're 1 ahead of this. 8 away from 200. You wonderful people. You wonderful, wonderful people. Can someone post a date for the joke? Right, hang on. Let me find it, chat, right? I'll give you a little peek behind the scenes here. Does this give away anything that I don't want you to see? No. Okay, so actually I won't. Let's just go. I wonder if I can go playlists. I'm gonna try and find it for you now. 40k streams, past streams, Liam and Joe show, battle reports. Battle reports. Videos. Rows per page. Let's go for 50 rows per page. Rob Paul, welcome to Jarl tier. What a hero. Thank you so much, man. You're a legend. What y'all talking about?
Y'all ready for this?
Beep, 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 beep.
Right, enough of that. We'll get in trouble.
That was one of the early ones. It wasn't that one. It was Thousand Suns versus something chat plays. Necrons Leagues versus Leagues of Voting. There was a period of time where we went through. What's the date on that one? 2023. It's just before then. Before then. Thousand Suns versus Black Legion. It's 10th edition though. Goodbye to Thousand Suns versus Black Legion.
Can someone repost the date for this Joe Spell stream? I have always wanted to watch it.
I'm trying to find it for you right now. Tempest of War, boarding actions. Was it this one? Or was it the one that was about a year ago?
2nd of March 2023. Oh, it was about a year ago then.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I think it's this one.
older than I thought it was.
I think it's this one, chat. I'm gonna pin it.
Pin it?
Pin it? I think that's the one. I think I pinned it for you. I think I pinned the Joe stream. Not over a year ago. Yeah, it was, yeah. Yeah. I like to watch your videos when I'm building minis. Love your work, man. If I could, I would donate. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry. Don't ever be sorry. Watching's amazing, by the way. Watching and being in chat and chatting is amazing. So please don't worry about that. Being a member all by yourself, just at Skull tier, is fucking insane. If you can afford the £5 a month just to support us. My biggest concern, chat, right, is 86% of our revenue is memberships. And more than 3/4 of that is gifted memberships, which is amazing. But that means I'm relying on a very small slither of the audience to hold the whole channel up and be able to continue to pay for things like the studio. If you get gifted a membership, you are on a gifted membership and you can just justify $4.99 a month. If we could get 85% of the channel's revenue to be memberships, and then 80% of that revenue is people that are choosing to be members all by themselves, that's insane. And there's a few people recently that have gone, I'm just going to upgrade to Thane because I can't catch all the streams and I normally I'd super chat, but I'll just be a Thane instead. That's also amazing, by the way. You people are incredible. Taby, thank you for 5 more gifted. 198. We're nearly over the 200 mark for tonight. We are 10 minutes away from the end of the stream.
I'm nostalgic about the DZTV podcast. Still remember the pineapple slice of pizza, Rand and Brom's little nerdling getting you infected, as then I was walking my dog.
I love how much emojis Adrian puts in there. It's a lottery as well when
It's
she
like
read
a
it
game
out.
of Pictionary with Adrian.
Adrian, by the way, chat. Adrian! I should say this, right? Adrian is a fucking hero.
He's amazing.
He has flown over for 2 of my events from whichever far-flung hellhole he comes from. Honestly, he's flown over twice just to come to an event. What a fucking hero. What a legend. Your shows always make me smile, says Rob. Thanks, man. You're a legend. Also, the Endless Something I Can't Spell podcast was something back at the Endless Cacophony. That was me and Chris. I was happy with that podcast. Chris wanted to stop it because he wanted to not do any more podcasts. Weird that. Sorry, arrived late. Just got off work in the US. Thank you. That's right before I joined, I believe. You're a hero. Thanks, Kenneth. You're a legend. We love new Thanes. Makes us drop our splodge every time. Thanes is not a cult. I mean, it is a little... Oh, my God! It's on, chat. It might happen. It's a thing that might happen. Easton Jones. We used to frequently refer to this little human as Easton the Beston.
Yes, I remember.
That was Joe's best rhyming. His most inventive rhyming was Easton the Beston. Easton, thank you so much for 50 gifted memberships. You are insane. Get it? You are an absolute legend. What a fucking hero. That should put us on 248 of our finest gifted memberships of people who want 70 more years. You're fucking mad.
70 more years.
Thank you so much, you fucking legend, Yeston. What a hero.
I do feel that would be a very interesting stream in the throes of probably dementia with you. I think that would be a very interesting stream in the next 70 years.
I'll be into it as a servitor head. Was always a good laugh. Do you ever speak Chris nowadays? I don't, I'm afraid. Gassy, no, it's a shame. So it says 248 here, but 247 here. So we have to be safe, chat. Just have to give the 3. All right, just the 3 actually. One of my other favourite things at the moment, since we did, especially since we do the streaming, one of my other favourite things at the moment, and this was driven home a little bit more hard at the Thanes event as well. The amount of people that I see in chat who use the phrases that are frequently used on the streams that over the course of the last 2 years have just become ingrained as channel-based phrases. And there's nothing I loved more than being at the Thanes meetup at Element and hearing people be like, just the one actually. And it's not an us one, but we're the ones that constantly applied it to 40k. It actually obviously comes from Hot Fuzz. Or people going, how long does it charge? 9. Brom's favourite number. That's my favourite. I love that. I love that people are saying those things and they're like, why do I say it? Like, because that's how we get you. That's how we get you. Deep Fry Gaming, thank you for the 1 gifted. And talking of absolute fucking channel legends as well, Cornet Ed, thank you for the 5 gifted. Cornet Ed is one of those people, if you look at the start of chat on 99.9% of streams, he will be one of the first commenters, if not the first commenter every single time. Amazing. Joe Cole's Only Feet, thank you for a gifted membership. And
Surely Joe Cole's Only Feet, we get another clue.
And we have a new Thane loose. Kenneth has winneth tonighteth. Thank you so much for becoming a Thane, you fucking hero.
He's insane in the membrane.
Stand by Thanes in the WhatsApp chat. We have a new person inbound, a new one coming in. If you have upgraded to Thane and you are in Discord and connected in Discord, then you should now have a new thread available to you in the council area, which will give you a WhatsApp chat link, an invite link. Click the link, it will chuck you into WhatsApp. Make sure you've obviously got a WhatsApp account before you do that. And you'll be part of the Thanes, you fucking heroes, right? There's a bunch of them now. They are turning into a full-blown cult at this rate. If you struggle with the link, sometimes the link can be quite temperamental. If you do struggle with the link, give me a shout and I'll manually add you in. What are they getting tonight?
Well, I want another clue from Joe Cole's Only Feet. I feel like we've earned it.
Are they not getting a loose fact without having a clue?
Yeah, that's it. I'm holding you to ransom now.
Sorry, chat. It's not on me. It's Luce's fact. Between you nutters and the Titans, everyone must think I'm bonkers when talking. Good, I'm glad. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Some of the ones Lichter hardly knew her. I need to message. We need to finish off the t-shirt design.
Yes, tattoo. Shusting phase.
The Shusting phase.
I say that, don't I?
Yeah, I started that, and then Brom started it, and I haven't done it anymore, but he still says it every now and again. You are amazing. You are amazing. You people are insane. Thank you so much. I set a new bold target of 250. 255 members, Luce.
That's crazy.
That's insane. That's for the final stream in March, which also includes the record stream March.
Chat, he's just steamrolled all over my really cool, funny comment.
It's not a funny comment.
I only get a few a year.
Right.
And you're missing them all.
Listen to me, right? Pin your ears back. It's not a funny comment.
It's insane.
It's not a funny comment because there's been a ton of them already in the chat saying those same words.
It's insane.
You can't read chat and pretend that you're being original. I also have chat open. All right? I can see it. Honestly, chat. Another thing, I'm already 1,500 messages behind after going to Warhammer World today. Yes, you are.
Wow.
Amazing. Where is Joe Cole's Only Feet? Do we get another clue or not? Bombardment, exactly.
Bombardment.
You're going to set yourself a little fact.
I'm going to get myself ready, and then it's on him then, isn't it?
Well, he's just said
he's
just said I'll never tell.
Right, well, you fucked it for the chat now. I shall enjoy a...
What I'll do is I'll let you read your fact out, but I'll mute you.
I do wonder what country in the world I'm going to learn a ridiculous lore about today, and chat, you shall never know. You shall never know.
I'll also use Mr. There at the time. Mr. There is the one we do the most now, I think, probably. Found myself in the kitchen recently saying, yeah, Scatty. we 100%. We talked about this a load, and I now feel like we're in a place where we absolutely have to do chat bingo one day.
Ooh.
We have to create chat bingo as a drinking game one day.
Yeah.
It'd be fucking incredible. It'd be incredible. And it could be Mr. the, and then just the one actually, and then Brom and his wahoons because he's a fucking moron. Liam is king of the tubes. I don't know about that, Mark, but thank you. I try. We try hard. This is the other thing as well, right? I hope this comes. I really genuinely hope this comes across. Like, legitimately hope this comes across. But all the guys, Brom, Joe, Paddy, Eddie, Kyle, all of them really fucking care about putting on a good show. They do. They do really care about putting on a good show. And I think ultimately the whole team, and myself and Luce included now in the whole team, because I don't care what you say, you are part of the team because you stream more nights a week than most of the guys do.
No, I'm not. No.
Brom streams 1 night a week. You stream 3 nights a week. Granted, you do 3 90-minute streams, which is equivalent to one of his movement phases. But he does 1 stream, you do 3 streams, you're part of the team. Don't care if you like it or not. All 7 of us care about putting on a good show and care about trying to be the best and entertaining people. And I hope, at the very least, I hope that comes across, that they care and they're trying to put on a good show. I did say just the once one actually today at work, only if you got it. Just the once one actually. I fucking love that.
No luck catching them killers then.
It's just the one killer, actually.
I have the soundbite, I just never use it, chat. I have the soundbite. Cornette says, Lucy, you're one of us. One of us. One of us. One of us. I'm just putting it off now. Jill loves the raffle. She does, yeah. Jill bloody... No, you've got it not quite right there, Smarvin. She bloody loves the raffle. It's always a fun fact to know that Oz lost a war to emus.
What?
Brilliant. Also, don't knock the dice straight away. Fucking love a raffle. Yeah. No, I actually am a little bit partial to a raffle, to be honest with you. I don't want to be the mermaid anymore. I feel like only really Thanes get that one, though, Sean, to be fair. Once you join, you can never leave. I love the. Do you know the most shocking thing, right? Is when I think about channel phrases, I think about 3 or 4 channel phrases.
Oh, there's way more.
And then people start writing the channel phrases in the chat, and I'm like, shit, there's fucking loads. There's so many. I remember that stream specifically, Evan. We talked about new tower rules, and we talked about the greater good.
The greater good.
See, you have a role to play, babe. I'm sorry. You're in. You're in. I had the son come home with Easter raffle tickets, and without thinking, I said, Jill bloody loves the raffle. Mrs. looked at me like I had 2 heads. That's amazing. I nearly drank this half a bottle of mead. Josh, thank you for becoming a Skull tier member. What a fucking hero. Love you. Technically, we just ran out of bullets. David said, careful, Smub. And that is a problem as well, by the way. If you do say to your random wife whilst you're in Australia, Jill bloody loves the raffle, she'll be like, who's Jill? Lisa's Cornwall, the greater good always brings a smile. Yeah. Not a cult, feels personal. Ah, Carl, fucking love you. You're amazing. Bombardment, absolutely, guys, yeah. Absolutely. We are Alfarius. Lictor I hardly knew is going to be my favourite t-shirt. Look, right, 200 people watching. Genuinely, I want to create this t-shirt. We're going to make no fucking money from this t-shirt, but I want all 200 people of you to be wearing it at a Warhammer event. I'd love, at Warhammer World, for 100 people to all be wearing Lictor I hardly knew t-shirts, because I think Games Workshop's head would fucking explode. It'd be amazing. If you found something, look, we're a minute over now. You got something?
Yeah.
You haven't told me.
Well, I was too busy reading.
We've got to wait for Johan and his super chat to come through. I think I probably said that in a Swedish accent then, right? Yeah? Yeah. I regularly say, just the one actually in my head. One just spent 10 to 15 minutes in the car explaining to my family why I just shouted, bin it! Yeah. And then the dragons came. That's part of what's inspired me, Mr. the Garcia, just to build these little cheeky chaps. Dragons! Everyone loves dragons. Dragons be balls on your face. Really? You ready?
Yes, but I haven't had a second clue, so
I think she's going to blue ball you here, chat. Is it?
A bit late, but just wanted to comment on what you said, Luce. Have people actually commented why is she here? That makes my blood boil. You are amazing, Luce, and such an important part of the stream. Stay awesome.
yes, it really has happened.
Johan, thank you for the 200 Swedish. You're a legend. 100% yes, it's happened. It's happened live on stream, and I've banned people.
Yeah.
I am pretty laid back on the whole. I don't mind people calling me a cunt. I'm quite happy with it. I don't mind people ripping me for my painting, for my constantly swapping projects. I don't mind people ripping me for making promises and going back on them. I don't mind people ripping me for saying stupid things. I don't mind people ripping me for stories. I actually couldn't give a fuck what anyone says to me, really. I don't really care. I'm pretty chilled about that. But say something to my family, you're fucking gone immediately. Fuck you. You can go and find someone else to watch and you can troll them instead. Yes, we have had people in chat in the past. Thankfully, touching all the wood, they've been considerably less frequent than I probably actually anticipated.
Yeah.
But we have had people in chat saying, this channel's worse because your wife's on the stream. Why is she talking? She knows nothing about 40k. She shouldn't be here. She should just make her own channel. Blah, 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 blah. We've also had people say things like, why isn't she on camera? She should be on camera. And I'm like, I know one reason why you're asking that is probably a fat man in your mum's basement. So they get banned immediately. And I do, in fact, have a banned list of people. And it includes people that have made horrible comments about her. And it includes people that have said pretty vile and disgusting things to me. They just get banned and I leave them on ban forever because fuck them. The world's too small and life's too short for that kind of nonsense for keyboard warriors sat behind the keyboard who know for a fact they wouldn't say that to Luce if I was present or in front of my face because they'd swallow their own fucking teeth. Simple as that.
And just wait until Liam gets hold of them.
She was from Coventry, don't you know? Fucking shank you. I think, can we have this fact yet?
No, I haven't had my second clue.
You're not going to get one. He's refused.
So will I.
They said 256 members tonight, Luce.
Yeah.
250 members. They deserve a fact. They do deserve a fact.
Well, until I get my clue.
They deserve a fact.
I deserve a clue.
You do. Why?
Because they said ages ago they'd give us another clue, and they did not. I think it was actually on the record stream.
They gave us a clue on the record stream.
Which was?
I don't remember. I don't remember what the clue was, but they gave us a clue.
They gave us the first clue.
Trolls deserve to be banned, exactly. We have ways of dealing with people like that in Belfast. I bet you do. I bet you do. It's a thing. It happens, right? It's not like... Look, I genuinely, honestly, this is... People have... One of the bonuses with starting streams on Friday a lot earlier is if we run over it, it actually doesn't matter, right? Legitimately, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to talk about this for a moment. Okay. Genuinely, I'm going to be a little bit serious for a moment. But the sad fact of life is, in the modern world at least, is if you are an individual who puts yourself out there on social media or on the internet, which is exactly what this is, right? I'm putting myself out there on social media, YouTube social media, right? The sad fact of life is, and the fact that anybody who wants to do this has to accept, and I don't like this as a rule, but it is a rule. I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do about it right now. It is a rule, and I actually genuinely don't see it changing anytime soon. The sad fact is, if you put yourself out there on social media in general, you have to expect a degree of trolling and some nasty people making some nasty comments. And I think if anybody was to put themselves out there on any social media platform, be that Facebook, Twitter, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, whatever it might be, whatever platform might be, anybody...
Kick? What's Kick?
It's another streaming platform. Anybody who puts himself out on one of these platforms, if anybody gets a single troll and then is like, this isn't fair, it shouldn't be happening, granted, it shouldn't be happening and it isn't fair, but please don't be naive. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's a fact. It's a sad fact, but it is a fact. So I have a relatively tough skin. I've had a number of people that have come on and been particularly vile who I haven't banned. And 9 times out of 10 as well, if I get a shitty comment from an individual in any kind of stream, after stream or video, it doesn't take long for people that are in the comment section who are channel fans to themselves go in there and be like, listen up, dickhead. And I don't have to say a word. And that's always really nice to see people to defend us. But unfortunately, it's going to happen. So I love all your support. You guys are amazing. I love your kind words. But both Luce and I aren't naive. And I would go as far as to say, I think you'd probably agree, we've probably had less than we expected in terms of trolls and shitty commenters. So I'd actually say, in the grand scheme of things, we sit in the slightly luckier camp. As the channel grows and it gets bigger, we'll probably get more trolls. My only hope is the Great Hall community also grows and strengthens, and then more people will be like, you can fuck off. And that person who is a troll. I also, by the way, I want to differentiate. There is a significant difference between a troll and a person who's just criticizing. They're not the same. They're not the same. Right? And I don't want a person who is just flat criticizing to be chased out the room. I don't want to ever be in that space. Right? Critique is good. And you only grow by accepting and taking on board critique. That's the only way you grow. If you think you're doing everything perfect right away and everyone else should fuck off, you don't grow. You remain you become stagnant, you become stale, and then eventually other people start to catch you up and potentially overtake you. There is a distinct difference between a troll and someone who's critiquing what you're doing or criticizing what you're doing and saying they just flat don't like it and they think that this would be better, right? But when there's a troll specifically, and sometimes there is a fine line, when there's a troll specifically, what I also hope is that the growth of the community, the Great Hall in general, means that those people are just kind of made, trolls specifically, are made to feel quite unwelcome, and that I don't even have to ban them. Like the perfect way is I don't even have to ban them. They go, oh, I'm not fucking welcome here because I'm a little cunt. Like that's where I want. That's where I want to be, right? Critique, like I said, criticism, I don't mind. If someone comes onto a stream and be like, I really wish you'd do this, or I don't like this, that's fine. If someone comes on and is just an arsehole, that's different, right? And everyone should remember rule 1. John, don't be a dick. Mr. The Only Feet came in and said something.
Oh,
Did you see
what
it?
did you say? No.
Are you lying?
No, I didn't see it.
He came in and said, I told you who I was, you just missed it.
That's not a clue.
It's a clue to go through all of the live chats he's ever been in. Rule number 2, don't be a douche.
I'm not buying it.
Getting trolls is a sign of success. I don't have any trolls.
Can't wait for the regular Rails content. Love the channel, keep up the great work. Custodes.
Evil Bear Wargamers, or Evil Bear Wargames, I assume you're saying that because you're a new fledgling channel, right? I wonder. Can I? It won't let me.
I think someone's got a baked bean tin stuck under their car outside.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is it someone in the old Morrison's car park, probably? Going, look how big my dick is. Old Evil Bear Wargames has unfortunately said, I don't have any trolls because I'm not successful. He's been making content. Oh, you haven't made content for a year. Oh no, 3 days ago. I lied to you. Who wants to raid a random person, chat?
Oh, Brian, who did he say he was?
Let's get this man. Let's get this man to 100 subs now. Go. I have no idea if his content's any good. It might be dog shit. But he's here and he's a member. He's got a green name. Get him to 100 subs now. If they get him to 100 subs, will you give us the loose fact?
Go on then.
Right, we're at 62 subs, chat. Let's get this man to 100 subs. Now. I like finding random little channels. You never know, they might be good. I've pinned the channel link in the video description, chat. We're at 67. If you get him to 100 subs, you'll get the channel. You'll get the your fact. Gaming and slapping paint since the 80s. It says, worked for Games Workshop, had articles published by other wargames companies and appeared in a few magazines in the past. I have 3 children, one grown up and one grown up and run away. The other 2 are snot goblins. I like games that inspire me with models or rule mechanics, and have even published my own set of rules. Have a look on Wargames Vault for Evil Bear Wargames. Please support me on this channel so I can do more and improve the content. That's always an important thing for me. I like that people say that. I want to improve. I want to improve my content for you. That's good, right? And maybe one day I could stop doing a normal job and spend some time with the fam and you folk. Like, share, and comment as it helps the algorithm. That sounds like a dancing politician. You know, algorithm. Algorithm.
Yeah.
Dancing politician, you get it?
Yeah.
Get it? There you go. Obviously, he has no idea I'm doing this for you. There you go. We are at, now, 103 subs for him. Look, boom! 100 subs in a night, Evil Bear. Now, what you've got to do as well, so his specific complaint, chat, right? His specific complaint was, where was it? Where's the comment? I need to find the comment again. Getting trolls is a sign of success. I don't have any trolls. So, of the 40... Hang on, let me click refresh. Of the 44 of you that have just subscribed, each one of you now needs to go into his latest video and write a troll-based comment because he wants trolls.
Say that again, I was reading.
Oh my god, she can't
I was
multitask.
reading.
So Evil Bear said, having trolls is a sign of success.
Yeah.
Sadly, I don't have any trolls
Okay.
because he's not got any success.
So
What he's saying.
we've got him some trolls.
So we've just got him 44 new trolls.
Oh, I think that might be too many trolls. That might be, you're too successful. There's too many trolls.
Right, anyway, what that does mean, you did get into 100 subs, chat. You're amazing. Thank you so much. You people are incredible. I love a little raid. Looks like, I'm sure he won't mind me saying, looks like a relatively small channel. Does, in fact, have 70 videos. But looks like a relatively small channel. Check it out. If you like it, maybe watch some of the content, drop some comments in, you know, that sort of stuff. It's good. That sort of stuff's good. Finding these little gems in the channel, I'm all about it. I like it. I'm a fan of it, right? So, thank you, people, for all of those of you that are just going to hit subscribe. Hopefully, Evil Bear, 100 subs now, we've made your night. That's my hope. And to make the rest of your night, we have your loose fact or loose law?
Fact.
I can do both.
Okay, fact.
Miami installed the first ATM for inline skaters.
So many questions.
The shame of it is, right, in a rare twist of events, this isn't one I'm even going to question. I feel like that's just a fact. I can absolutely believe that they built an ATM for inline skaters.
The first ATM.
My I mean, that implies there's more. But that seems like nonsense. That's where it becomes nonsense.
See, I think it implies they tested the theory. Let's try it on this demographic of people that have this hobby, and if it works, it'll work for everyone. We need to get to the inline skaters first.
The reason why I fully believe it, by the way, is because it's not the craziest thing I've seen in America.
L'America.
The craziest thing I've seen in America was when I was in Arizona, and they do also have drive-through ATMs. You have to get out your car to get your money out, and you just drive through an ATM, which is already crazy, right? But not the craziest. The craziest thing I saw was a drive-through liquor store.
Hey?
Mm-hmm. Right. And we were talking to the local law enforcement in Arizona, who were telling us they had a big drink-drive problem. No shit. They literally don't even have to stagger to the shop.
Yeah, you can't even be refused servicing.
They don't even have to stagger to the shop.
They
They literally pull up and be like, beers. Like, we've got a huge drink-driving problem. And that reminds me of a story, actually. Oh my God, this is genius, right? So, I was in Arizona for 3 months, chat with the army once. We were out there to do desert operations training for Apache, right? So we went out to a place called Davis Monthan Base in Tucson, Arizona, which is the home of the A-10 Warthog, because we had airfield space there where we could fly AH, and we could fly AH attack helicopter. We fly AH in desert scenario, and the pilots could get used to flying in things like sandy conditions, etc. Because it is different. We don't get a lot of it here in the UK. So they practice what we call brownouts, for example. Now a brownout is when you come into land in a heavy sand area, and the rotor downwash kicks up loads of sand, so the pilot physically can't see anything. So he has to rely on all of his instruments to tell him how high he is, etc. So he lands without actually being able to see, basically, right? So we practiced brownouts and stuff like that. We also, when we went up to Gila Bend, which is Southern California, took them on live firing ranges. So the pilots get used to firing live weaponry. So when they're out in Afghanistan, they fire for the first time. We're used to this feeling. We know what it feels like when a 30mm cannon starts firing on the bottom of the Apache. So they have to get used to it, right? Okay. So we were at Davis Mountain Air Force Base, right? Now, one of the things we had when we first went to Arizona was we had a brief from local law enforcement to tell us a number of different things, okay, about the area. So they would tell us, don't go in these areas because we've got a problem with drugs and shootings because it's America. Of course it is. I was like, oh, what's that? The school. They were like, don't go down these certain roads because it, like this little lizard here. It's called a Gila monster. Oh, what the fuck is that? It's a lizard. Okay. You don't want it to bite you. It's got quite a toxic bite, so don't let it bite you. If you get near it, it might try and bite you. So what do you do if it bites you? Or it won't let go. It'll lock on. The only way you can get it off you is by, I think it's to put a lighter in its mouth or cut its head off.
Oh my God.
I'm like, all right, so we can just do that. No, it's protected. You'll be arrested if you do that. Great. Brilliant.
Okay.
Anyway, lots of different things like this, right? Anyway, there was a number of different things they went through. They went through the fact that currently to carry a firearm in Arizona, this is back in 2009, but currently to carry a firearm in Arizona, you have to have it on display. But they're currently changing the law so you can conceal and you can conceal carry. And there's lots of different conversations with law enforcement about that. One of the things they said was, just as a heads up as well, we know you British like a drink, right? We have a big problem with drink driving, and we are developing a zero tolerance for it. Basically, I was like, oh, okay, fine. Because not only do British squaddies like a good drink, but also on the camp, Davis Mountain Air Force Base isn't an Air Force base; it's like a mini fucking city. How rude!
Congrats for the 7 years. Loyalty is its own reward.
You're amazing, Robert. Thank you so much. So not only was thank you so much. Not only was there a bar on camp, etc., but also there's a car hire place on camp. So as British squaddies, they recognise all of our IDs. We could hire a car. I had a fucking 5-litre V8 Dodge Ram for like a month because I could. I was the designated driver driving a giant truck in America. Fucking loved it. Anyway, so they warned us about this drink driving problem, right? And it's a big issue. We're having a massive problem with drink driving, a massive problem with people crashing, and blah, 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 right? It's a big issue right now. So we're clamping down on it. We're just warning you, British people, because we know you like a drink, and America's big compared to what you're used to. But typically, you can't walk back from town because it's quite a trek away. Right, cool, okay, no worries. Anyway, this must be the second week in, right? Maybe the third. Third week in. We're quite new out there. At the moment, everything's still new and shiny. Everything's amazing. We're still absolutely blown away by the fact that you can go to a bar and it's got swing doors. Fucking great. Love it. Cunts are actually wearing Stetsons and boots. I want to live here now. This is amazing, right? And on like the third night, we were at a place called Cactus Moon, right, which is a nightclub in Tucson. And I think it was Wednesday nights was ladies' night. And what the bouncers would do was let in something in the region of every one male they let in 5 women on purpose. So it was in the bar. It was an absolute fest, right? And one lad, one lad, right, had found himself some attractive young American girl, and he'd managed to chat her up quite a lot, to the point where she had in fact agreed for him to go back to his house. He's like, at school, I'm like, yeah, we got a curfew. Like, he's like, oh, give a fuck. You know what I'm doing? And I was like, all right, cool. Anyway, so they walked out into the car park. It was kick-out time. We're all out in the car park. I'm the responsible corporal at this point in time, and I watched them walk over to the truck, and she presses the unlock button on the truck. Now, when I say walk over, I mean barely walk over, most certainly not walk over in a straight line.
Okay.
So she's fucking leaning on him, and she's like this, right? And she unlocks the truck, and I was like, I can't remember the lad's name, but I was like, was it James? I can't remember his name. I was like, are you driving? He's like, no. I was like, I mean, you were there for the brief, right?
Just wanted to squeeze one last in. Chat and Team Liam, you are amazing. The real cure for depression.
We try our best, Johan. I'm glad it's something that's worked for you. Thank you so much. You're amazing. All right? So we stumbled over this truck.
Drive-through battle shops are an Aussie invention, same as McDonald's McCafe.
I'm sure they are, Marvin. Same as crime. Anyway, they stumbled over this truck. I'm like, I don't think this is a good idea. Like, I feel like she's too, like, you should just not. This is bad.
Don't let her drive.
And he hadn't been drinking. He was sober. So I had made the assumption that he was driving. That's why I was like, are you driving? No. I was like, look, it's not a great idea. Anyway, He gets in the passenger side, which in the UK would normally be the driver's side, and I didn't think much of it. Walked up to the door thinking, oh, he's got in the driver's side, he is going to drive. Completely forgetting for a brief moment, because I'd also been drinking, that he's now in the passenger side, because he's in America, so on the opposite side. I walk up to the fucking side of this truck, right? Great big pickup truck. Walk up to the side of this truck, see him sat in the passenger seat. Only then do I realise that he's not got a steering wheel in front of him. Okay, she's driving. Look into the driver's cabin. There's a little device on the like mounted on the dash, like a tube. Well, what the fuck is that? So she explains that in America, I don't know how often this happens, but at least in some states, if you get caught driving too much, what they do is they fit a breathalyzer device to your vehicle.
If you get caught drinking too much.
Yes, drink driving. They fit a breathalyzer device to your vehicle, so you cannot start your vehicle unless you blow into that device and blow clean. Not only do they do that, but apparently they also charge you for the privilege of having that thing fitted, right? Which I'm like, this is a great idea. Oh, cool. She's fucked. She's fucked. She can't go anywhere. She can't drive. She's pissed. She's absolutely shit-faced. So she turns to the other guy, who's a Lance Corporal, and she looks at him, and she says to him, blow into that. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and he looked at her, and he blew into it, and off she fucked. And I was like, what are you doing? The next morning, we went into work. We used to do shift change. I think we used to do shift change over at 10 o'clock in the morning, if I remember rightly. Turn into work. To see him turn up, I was fucking relieved, honestly. Genuinely relieved. But he was like, I was like, how was your night? He was like, you're really good. I was like, I bet it was. I said, how far away was it? 35-minute drive.
Oh, God.
It's like, fucking hell. 35-minute drive. He said the worst part about it was we stopped halfway at a gas station because she wanted to pick something up. I don't know what it was. I was like, right. He says, I had to blow into it again. And I was like, and you didn't think, I was like, you didn't think not to. He's like, we're 20 minutes out in the desert. I'm not blowing into it. I don't know where I am. Anyway, there you go. So, right. Carl says, only if you do it later. Brilliant. Anyway, you people, I just wanted to share that story because I thought it was funny. I laughed.
I have my law from Germany.
From Germany?
Today.
Is this law we can broadcast on the internet?
Yes.
Is it about the Berlin Wall that we learned about today that Lucy didn't know existed?
No, I did know the Berlin Wall existed. I just didn't know why it was there. Why?
His little brain was ruling the body there. Oh, 100% it was, yes. 100% it was. Absolutely. Right, anyway. Luce has also found you wonderful people a piece of lore. And I think, considering how much you've super chatted and how many members you've gifted, you absolutely 100% deserve this tonight chat. She's going to tell you the lore. We're going to say goodbye. You've been amazing. March has been incredible. It does, I'm sorry, I'm going to bring it up. It does include that record stream, which I keep bringing up, because honestly, all joking aside, I still can't quite believe that actually happened. It's fucking mental.
Does that mean then in April we won't hear about it?
Well, unless they try and beat it, then we won't hear about it, no.
Okay, so you heard it, chat.
I put the caveat in there on purpose. Right. But you guys have been amazing. You've been absolutely insane this month. Next month, there is some slight differences. There is a singular day for definite that there's no streaming because Joe and I are engaged elsewhere. It is Warhammer related, but we won't be streaming that day. Additionally, we have our wedding anniversary this next month. A month tomorrow is our wedding anniversary where we will have been married for 13 years. Mm-hmm. How have you put up with me?
I don't know.
I don't know. Man,
I think it's shortened my life.
Charming. Charming. But we'll talk about that next week anyway, when we talk about April's plans. You people have been amazing. Before we go, though, you have some loose lore. This is where she normally picks a random country somewhere in the world and tries to find a random law, literal law, L-A-W, for that country, right? You've admitted you're late, Jay. That's not the fine, is it? Honestly. Do I wait for it to come through, or do we just go for the law? How long's the law fact?
It's a small one.
Okay. Here's your law from Germany.
It is forbidden to tune the piano at midnight in Germany.
Why? Did it give you context ever?
The Federal High Court of Justice has ruled that making music or practicing your instrument in rental apartments is only allowed between 8 in the morning and 12, and 2 in the afternoon and 8 in the evening. Piano players get up to 2 hours per day, whereas drummers have to limit themselves to 45 minutes in summer and 90 minutes in winter.
But this is okay, right? There's a bit more context in it. Is this specific to rented apartments then?
I think so.
Because that makes more sense. I feel like if you're in a detached house on a farm somewhere, it's pretty shit that you can't tune your piano when you want to. No one for miles. Why don't
Imagine
wake up
that.
the pigs?
I'm distraught.
Sorry I'm late. Look forward to catch up later.
Oh,
Smiley
Jay,
face.
Jay was
Flexed
joking
biceps.
as well. You fucking legend. 5 gifted membership from Jayla. That's the fine for being late normally. But you already paid. You didn't need to do that, oh, mate. Thank you so much. You're incredible.
Said anything, Jay?
Yeah. Don't admit you're late. There you go. You people are incredible. Where's Liam and Joe? Looking at New Edition, I'm guessing. I couldn't tell you, Dave. Couldn't tell you at all. Anywho, you've been amazing. Tonight's been amazing. That's why you've had an extra half an hour of us. It means also our children love you too. They've had an extra half an hour on their iPads. Look at that. Thank you, you beautiful, beautiful people, for hanging out with us tonight. More importantly, thank you for your incredible support throughout the month of March. You guys are amazing. It's been incredible. The month has been good. The concern over January and February slightly gone. It's been amazing. So thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you so much for all the likes, all the views, all the comments in the chat after the fact, comments on the videos, etc. Thank you for everything. More importantly, thank you so much for the incredible super chats, and thank you so much for all of the gifted memberships. It's absolutely insane. Big shout out to Essen for the gifted 50. You're mad. Big shout out.
The bestin'.
Yes, and the best, and exactly. Big shout out for Christopher Sanford over 2 nights has gifted 40. You're amazing. Honestly, incredible people. And then obviously we had Neil with his $100 super chat as well. £100 he donated in one go just to see our reaction. What an absolute legend. You're all amazing. Thank you so much. I'm trying to go, and Johan can't help but keep putting a bit more in and a bit more in of his Swedish crowd. I want to go to Sweden one day. I want to visit Scandinavia. I think I'd like it in Scandinavia. I think I want to live there. They often say that certain Scandinavian countries are some of the nicest places in the world to live.
Yeah, they have the when surveys get put about the world on where's the happiest country to live, Scandinavia always ranks quite high.
Yeah. What sec? Swedish krona. I think. SEK is Swedish krona, and I think NOK is Norwegian krona. And then there's DKK. Is that right?
Okay, last one. Sorry. Loose. Or is it Luke? Luke.
Thank you, Johan. You're a legend. Thank you so much for the donations. Fuck off, chat! Stop it! I'm trying to go to bed. Oh, well, it is bank holiday weekend, isn't it? We will be. By the way, just for reference, it's bank holiday weekend. We won't be here on Saturday, Sunday. Well, I might. Maybe do a bonus stream on Sunday, depending on my mood. But Monday we will definitely be back 7:30 with another hobby stream for you wonderful people. Tuesday 7:30 another live game of 40k. Thank you for the heart. Wednesday 7:30 for another 40k show. Thursday 7:30 for another live game of 40k. And Joe is in for the Liam and Joe show. Or actually, no, next week's the one that might not be happening. And then Friday, more 40k after dark. More importantly, chat, here's a reason to get excited. I need to make some promotional material this weekend. A week on Tuesday. Do you know a week on Tuesday what's happening?
Have we got a house guest?
We have a house guest a week on Tuesday, probably, right? Mr. Peachy is coming to do a talk show. That is already incredibly exciting. We're going to get him in to do a podcast talk show. Do you know the most exciting thing for me though? I love that talk show already. I'm mad for it. My other most favourite thing in the world. At 7:30, we will have a literal YouTube exclusive where we will be the first channel to feature Peachy playing 10th edition 40k.
Ooh.
How amazing is that? Literally the first channel on YouTube to feature Peachy playing 10th edition 40k. I am so hyped for that. No one else would have had that before. So by the end of next week, 100,000 subs. Right? Good. Carl, fuck off. War hipster, fuck off. Oh, Carl, that adds like half an hour to the stream at least, that question. Half an hour to the stream at least, that question. Honestly. I'll wait, chat. I'll wait. Did you want
I'm
to?
trying to think.
The thing is nowadays. The problem is nowadays is there's so many fucking conspiracy theories.
So the ones about the royal family and Kate and stuff. I think that's
That's not your favourite.
No, it's
You have a
not.
favourite.
That's probably the most recent one. I think.
Is it the one that you were going to turn into a t-shirt?
Yeah, I still think it's that one.
If it flies, it spies.
It's fine.
If it flies, it spies. For reference, because she's going to read out Carl's super chat in a minute. Do you know what the other thing the little bit that I hate about streaming? For some reason, right, Amy, right, on it. The second I start a nice long sentence, she interrupts me. The second it's the end of the stream, I want to turn it off. She's like, ha!
Okay, so let's say goodbye. So we're going now, Amy. Bye, chat. Bye. We're waving off into the distance. We're getting smaller.
No, she's mugging you off though. She doesn't get.
And my voice is getting further away from the microphone. Bye,
But it's not. You're literally not moving.
Bye.
It's not.
Bye, Amy. See you next time.
For reference, chat, to Carl's super chat that she'll read out in a minute like this, I told you.
Lucy's favourite conspiracy theory?
Is the conspiracy theory that birds aren't in fact real and they're just cameras installed by the government to spy on you all the time. Actual real life conspiracy theory.
And COVID happened so that we could all go indoors.
Just for fun.
Love you, Josh. Miss you already.
So we could all go indoors and then people could come outside and change the batteries on the birds.
Yeah. If it flies, it spies. That's the conspiracy theory. Genuine conspiracy theory as well.
What is Rupert the Bear's middle name?
Oh dear.
I mean, not your best. Oh, fuck. Will you fuck off? You just go. You just leave it. We'll just leave it running. Just leave it running.
Bye, Amy. Is it? Do you just need to glue it? Is this one ruined?
Chat's fault. This chat. This is your fault. I tried to go and I knocked a model off because you keep fucking keeping me here. That's the noise I should be making right now.
Ah! No need. The most recent conspiracy theories about the royal family, I think that's just hurtful. Like, whether she was or wasn't going to address the nation, I feel like her hand was forced. And what a horrific thing to try and explain to 3 young children and then have your hand forced in it. So that's the latest conspiracy theory. But my favourite one is the birds aren't real.
Fucking fixing it now, you bastards. Johan, thank you for one more gifted. 262 is amazing for a single night. You're incredible.
If you could have a functional third eye, where would you put it on your body?
Back of my head.
Yeah.
Back of my head.
Mm-hmm.
There is a law in Alaska that says you can't push a live moose from a plane.
Does that mean you can push a dead one? Hobby stream starting. Yeah, Lawrence, you're right. Yeah, hobby stream starting right now. It'll be finishing at 9 PM on Monday. Just gluing this wing back on from this fucking little beauty that you maybe broke, right? Rivendell looks amazing. Rivendell does look amazing, doesn't it? Really good, isn't it? I know someone's like, you went all blurred. You unblurred it. We saw NDA stuff. Joke's on you, Stick Monkey, because all the NDA stuff, of which there's much, is currently in the studio. So there you go. Right. Should we see if I glued it successfully? You ready? Big reveal. We fixed it. All done. All done. Fixed it. Good. Right. I'm going to put the big wing lady now here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to move the banner lady as well. Right. So we shouldn't knock any more off whilst I'm building my bloody Stormcast. Anyway, thank you so much for the super chats. All joking aside, you people are amazing, but we are going to go now no matter what happens because I'm fucking exhausted. It's been a long week. Got another long week next week. And I'm excited and it's fun. We need to put the kids to bed. Luce and I are very much in need of a nice bedtime, which also, I believe, includes a line in the morning.
Yeah, no alarm in the morning.
Thank you, you wonderful people, for watching. You're amazing. Hopefully, if we don't do a bonus stream on Sunday, we'll catch you all on the Monday hobby stream. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much for all of the gifting and all of the super chatting, all of the donating. You're amazing. You're the best, literally best community out there. Anything you want to add before I go?
Nope.
Nothing you want to add to the 7th birthday stream?
No.
Brilliant. Right. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.